This first map being picked up by 4Glory, I've got some hopes here, Fred. I'm hoping that maybe some of the AWP potential you're talking about, some of the versatility that can come to light, it does eventually shine on the server. But we are going to be heading into a very chaotic pistol round as they already come up brackets. Rainwaker first to receive, headshot connected, and he's looking for more. Okay, that's a couple more skulls in the bag. 4-on-3, and now it's going to be a very comfortable retake as D is busy with the bomb.
There is no kit though on the SKADE side. They do have 2 flashes on duplicate, but without a kit, SKADE are really going to have to get moving. And this gives 4Glory a little bit of an in. Coming in, Ships gets one, Rainwalker gets another, and it puts Sereni in a very dangerous 1v4 situation. I don't see him getting much here. Spots out one and gets quickly taken down by Danislaw. And yeah, it's quite, that pistol round, it brought a smile to my face because 4Glory, the pistol strat they run is the strat I call in every single pug. The 2 go towards long, 3 go towards short, everyone buy armor and run. And it brought a little smile to my face to see that in a professional game.
Yeah, did it work though? Question mark. But you know what? It is reminiscent of how the pugs go anyway. So, you know, it ends up working out anyway. For our entertainment, to 4Glory's demise, who cares, right? But heading straight into that second round, 4Glory, they do still buy up a fair bit. Getting that bomb down, definitely very beneficial to the economy of the 4Glory side. Lots of pocket AK-47s within them, and MAC-10 to boot. And once again, they'll be heading around apartments and bracket.
The only problem with one of these buys, the flash coming in, Danislaw getting 2. I don't know how he's allowed to be able to get away with that. Rainwalker dropping a smoke towards mid and backing off. They're raring down on him. He doesn't even get one. Collins takes him down and puts it into a 3v3 situation. Kluber, really the only line of defense left on the A bomb site, taking some pot shots, but no one can hit each other. They're raring down on him. Sereni gets dinked, but then takes him down eventually. Ships does come in from the back lines, takes one, gets instantly traded out again, and they seem to know where duplicate comes in. Collins picking up 2 of the round, and I did say he was going to be a player to watch, and I'm very happy he's already stepping up to the plate.
Now, you also have to consider that this is despite the fact that they lost 2 players early on. The flashbang was perfect. Rainwaker's, or was it duplicate? He shouldn't have been allowed to get away with so much, yet he did.
Yeah, I mean, that flash, it is a very good flash. But what I was going to say was that as much as I love those gun rounds on the T side, they don't really have any utility. And yeah, that flash, it was a good start to the CT side, but they couldn't hold that the momentum they'd already got, which is very unfortunate. And I think especially like a team like SKADE, when they're in that 2-man advantage, you think they'd have the experience to know what to do and like how to play it, but maybe it was just a little bit unlucky. 4Glory hitting the shots that SKADE couldn't. But we're into the next round. SKADE buying up, and there's going to probably be some contact in apps from Kluber. Misses first eagle shot and getting taken down by Kindo. However, Rainwalker is still there, and I'm not sure they're going to expect another person in Boiler.
I think just the virtue of having this extra deagle being tucked into apartments, maybe he can make it work. And with Ships also chiming into the fray, I don't think there's a chance that they expect a 3rd person in apartments. This is potentially all that it could take for SKADE to pull on ahead. But Rainwaker, he has waited too long. He has flown too close to the sun, and that means that his teammate's going to be taken apart. Oh, man, it's so unfortunate to see the timing just not work out. Rainwaker turning away at a very bad moment, and eventually allowing 4Glory to make their way onto the A site with the bomb. They just punched in, and if you look at the other side of the map, it's just very serene, nice and peaceful. There's probably some music playing in his headset right now as he kills all the way on the other side. You know the trope where there's a whole war going on one side, and then there's just like a really relaxing music going on the other, like
Especially on the B bomb side, you've got that fountain in the middle. Question: what do you think happens to the fish when the bomb explodes? Do you think the fish die, or do you think they just survive and they're like some sort of radioactive fish?
I think they actually get reincarnated for the next round. And the bomb explosion, it's not actually a way to kill the fish. It's to build character. The fish are actually just very experienced gentlemen at this point. They've built so much character, surviving so many war crimes within this game. And you can have a whole conversation with these fish at this point.
Yeah, they're actually more intelligent than any human on this planet right now.
They could, I mean, listen, man. 2021, sure, the scene for like casters and all that, it's pretty saturated. There's quite a few casters, but wait until Fishkind comes in. That's when you get
we're
color of
over.
a whole different level, because they've been on Inferno watching all these strats live, but we are going to get back into the game, man. 4Glory. They're going to be saving a lot of money because they have those M4A1Ss picked up. Very dangerous, even if you are on the T side. And SKADE right now, they're shuddering in their boots because they've only got a few pistols to work off of.
Yeah, what was really good for 4Glory though was the fact they kept 4 alive as well last round. And if they, because you know that they're only really coming against that saved Deagle armor from Duplicate. So if they can equally save, I mean, have 4 to 5 players stay alive, good start. They're gonna be building just a bank, just progressively making more money. And yet, ooh, Ships does get killed though. It's very impressive to get a kill like that with P250 no armor. But Sereni does get taken down. Collins answers back a little bit, and they know at least one more CT towards B bomb site. Spots out Kluber, and yeah, the T's will be wrapping towards the A bomb site. But yeah, they really don't want to be losing really any more players here to a full eco, and they want to build their economy slowly. So when the gun rounds do come out, they can afford to maybe lose a round here or there.
Yeah, good decision from them, have some money in the reserve as they go into the next round. Ships, once again, the tale of peaceful music playing on the other side, but it's not too peaceful because he's bleeding out of a leg at this point. 26 points of health on the man, and you know what? They're not going to allow him to get up to any shenanigans. Try to quickly get over with the round. There's 3 men on the prowl. Not sure for what, since he's only got a P250, and I'm not sure why he cares so much that he wants to stick to it, but another skull in the bag wouldn't hurt. But 4Glory, they're going to stop those shenanigans right away. 3-1. 4Glory coming out on top. And this isn't a contrast, right? We didn't expect 4Glory to be this dominant early on in the game.
Yeah, it's actually a really good start from them. And I'll give you a reason of why they wanted to hunt Ships down. HLTV stats, baby. You got to boost those HLTV ratings one eco by a time.
Yeah. This is why I'm like really appreciating the fact that I'm getting to cast with somebody that's played at a professional level, or at least tried to, because now I'm getting the insight of a pro player. Like, yes, let's just hit those HLTV stats. I need to get recruited by a better team. Let's go.
Those ecos count. Those ecos add up. Those ecos do add up. You need to get those ecos. But saying that as well, we're on the gun round and Ships. Does dink Sereni. Sereni, it's very ballsy. He does just walk through the smoke there and gets right into SKADE's face and does get dinked, but the man advantage and the BXQ coming straight away.
This is going to be very difficult.
Duplicate gets mollied to his feet and they know where he is now. Smoke comes down, but Avin gets a kill on the other side of the map as well. Duplicate does take down Sereni, who was dinked earlier, and I think, yeah, this is good from the T's. If they've got the B bomb site, but they've also got the A bomb site, and because they got that kill towards A, the CTs have rotated back towards A, thinking that was a B fake, and yeah, SKADE of gamble stacked towards A, where they're only really going to find Kindo, but the bomb is on D, on the B bomb site, and that's round over.
Yeah, no chance that SKADE get anything off of this, but look at the positioning from Kindo. The reason he's still lingering around the A bomb site is because this round is as good as done. Now, he wants to maximize his chances of getting an easy round in the next one, so that's what he's going for. Potentially trying to catch them out. Are they in CT? Or are they saving towards Spit? That's still a bit of a question mark for him, because from his perspective, they weren't on A. They could have been on their way to the B site, so he's making sure that he's checking every single angle in between those 2 sites, but this is where he starts to walk into the lion's den. First man spotted. Spray doesn't connect. I think the information has been relayed for the rest of 4Glory's members to start hunting the 2 remaining individuals on the SKADE squad. But man, they are really looking dominant here. The fact that Sereni gets away with an entry frag like that, they mean business.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love this from him, because as an underdog in a game, you don't want to be playing your normal game of Counter-Strike. You want to be mixing it up. You want to be different, get in their face and do things that SKADE would not normally expect. And that's exactly what 4Glory are doing. That pistol round, yeah, it didn't work, but it was so different and they got the bomb down and it allowed them to get Galils into the next round. And if they continue being this explosive, just different. Yeah, exactly. A BT coming in. Dennis Law's dead straight away. That's one of the saved rifles already gone. They are walking into 2 more players on the B bomb site, but I don't think that's going to matter. Molly coming to their feet. Duplicate gets swapped out, but Ships,
Oh,
the
no.
Molly does miss, and this is getting a little bit dangerous now.
Well. Oh, that nade doesn't do much damage, but they're so low on HP. Sereni and Kindo, they are hanging by the last thread. Bomb eventually punched in. A duplicate emerges from the shadows. Deagle does not connect. And now it's down to Rainwaker and Kaluber. Reinforcements slowly walking onto the B bomb site. E250 in hand for Rainwaker. Wants to peek out. I think he might have spotted. Oh, no, he didn't spot T. He's all the way in banana. Gonna be a very slow cook as they try to get some information, and it's very unfortunate because Sereni and Kindo were simply so low. This should have been the round for SKADE had a few more stray bullets landed in the right directions, but as the bomb ticks down, there's not a chance that SKADE can capitalize on this. Trying to tuck their tails, run away into the shadows. Sereni and Kindo, they pay with their lives, but they get out of it as the bomb explosion.
I mean, it doesn't matter too much short term. So you can see like T-Sides, they've got a big bank. And Colin's getting that kill, you know, it's an extra $600, but it's a little bit messy towards the end here on the B-bomb site. The CTs did make it a little bit costly, but right now, I think this is the first proper gun round we're seeing, you know, with the AWP as well on both sides. D with the AWP, I was highlighting him as a player to watch. And Dennis Slow equally, the AWP on SKADE, I think he's an incredible player. And he's very versatile, very dynamic, already peeking towards the B bomb site. And I think this is something we'll be seeing from SKADE a lot. I remember when I was watching them before, they play a lot towards the 3. They play 3 towards B a lot early round and try to take that banana control. But they've played 3 here and just kind of given it up straight away because they don't necessarily have the utility to be able to afford and facilitate fighting when they, if you look at the utility, they don't have too much. But what a nade coming in from Rainwalker. And a very fast A-Rap coming in from 4Glory. Dennis Law and Rainwalker on the site, both of them picking up a kill for himself. Dennis Law looking towards a short position, turning back around.
Oh, he's threading the needle.
Yeah, great round so far from the C sides, and I don't see Sereni doing too much here.
Yeah, he's got an AWP, though. That's probably the weapon you want in the situation if you want to isolate each member and get a shot off. First peek. Okay, that's the elbow connected. And Sereni, he's got a fair shot at this. 1 versus 2. Doesn't have information on apartment. Speaks out. That's a freebie. No chance he gets this. Oh, he narrowly misses it. 4Glory nearly had another one in the bag based off of a 1v3, but no dice. SKADE get that second round.
I thought that last shot hit as well.
Yeah, it was just a bit to the right. Very unfortunate. And you can see that tactical timeout now being picked up by 4Glory. They want to make sure no mistakes will be coming to light, but you really have to commend Dennis Law for how long he even survived there because he was threading the needle. He had the AWP out, checking both long and short. Very difficult spot to be in. And as the tactical timeout expires, should get a decent idea of how 4Glory want to approach this.
Yeah, I mean, even though Sereni didn't win that round, the amount of damage he did, like he survived, SKADE survived with only 1 player on the board. And I was going to say, oh, Ships on a Mag 7, that's not very good. But have you seen that man on Banana with a Mag 7? It is ridiculous. I was watching a demo of SKADE and I just was watching Ships and how he played on Banana. And he brings them out when he doesn't necessarily have too much money. And Caster's Cut is incoming, but watch him on the Mag 7. They're coming towards him on the B-bomb side. And I am excited.
Oh, man. Collins and Sereni, they've actually managed to take 2 shots to the legs through the wall from Dennis Law, and that also allows them to pick up 2 kills off of Ships' Mag 7. A wonderful stuff. And you know what? You may have Caster's Cursed it a little bit because Ships is hanging by a needle right now, but Dennis Law was there to save it. He can overpower the Caster's Curse is what I'm trying to say. But D quickly looking to reposition and recapitalize. AWP does not get any victims as they start to back off. 4Glory, where do their efforts reroute?
Yeah, this is a very difficult position for them because they don't really have much map control. They're only just starting to take apps. They'll get it for free, but they don't know that. They have no banana control practically. Avon is stuck there, and they've still got 3 players towards the B bomb site. SKADE do. So I don't know if this is a read that they think they might come back. And as I say that, Dennis Law is going back towards A, and D peeking in towards A with his AWP. Smoke coming out towards library, I think that is. Yeah, very nice smoke there, but might be a little... Oh, that's a B wraps, but Stanislaw will be getting all info that there is no one coming from there. And you've got Rainwalker and Kluber on the A bomb site. Flash coming in. Rainwalker does block it. Dodge it. Gets the first. Kluber gets the second. Rainwalker peeks around default. Takes down D. And that is SKADE getting their third round and putting 4Glory in an even more difficult position.
Was it a Pyrrhic victory for 4Glory to be lining up those initial rounds? Because right now, I'm feeling inclined to think that. Because as soon as SKADE have gotten back on their saddle, they're not really allowing many avenues of approach. Heading into this potentially final gun round before an eco for 4Glory, it is going to be very difficult for them to approach with barely any utility. They've got 3 smokes, few flashes as well. I want to see if Collins can show the same pizzazz as Serene did, but he does not get a chance. Duplicate eventually puts him in his grave. 4Glory, once again, stalemate.
I think the thing with 4Glory is that the rounds they were winning, they weren't against proper full buys. And now that SKADE are on full buys, we can see, they've just absolutely swept them on the brackets and banana side. D left in a 1v5 situation, pretty much impossible at this point. 4Glory were winning the rounds where, SKADE didn't have they didn't have the full utility out. And as soon as they have those things now, they're just sweeping them.
That's really interesting because for one round, SKADE actually did have a fair amount of utility. They had the AWP as well. But simply because of how good those entry frags were from the 4Glory side, they bent the knee for a second, but that didn't carry on for very long. I think 4Glory is able to consistently capitalize on any mistakes that SKADE might put out, or to consistently dish out unorthodox plays. It's not at display right now.
Yeah, I think especially the round where Sereni, I think it's one you're talking about, where he just walks in and kills ships. Like, that is
Michael
not
Jackson.
something... Yeah, that's not something you can replicate. That's something where you do once, and it's like... They've been trying to do that 3 rounds now, basically, on Banana. They've been trying to run up and get the early picks by using the utility, and it's just not worked. And I think they thought, we found this success doing this one thing, let's try to do it again, but it's something that's very hard to replicate.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope because if you look at it from their perspective, they had a very unorthodox game of Counter-Strike to start things off, and it's something that SKADE was falling into. Nice shot, but probably going to be meaningless. They started off with an unorthodox game of Counter-Strike, but when they found something unorthodox that was successful, they tried to replicate it, and then it suddenly lost its novelty that made it effective in the first place.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think, especially when you're playing a team like SKADE, I don't think you can be too complicit to just repeat things over, because you are literally playing a team that's in the top 30 position. You're playing a team that almost made it to the major. You can't be complicit and, just recycle things that worked once. You need to change it up. And I think this might be a little bit of a troublesome time for 4Glory, but nevertheless, they are on the T side, so we shouldn't give them, I think they can have some slack where if they maybe get 6-7 rounds, if they get 6-7 rounds, I think that's quite good for them here. Because they have had quite a difficult
SKADE, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And going on to the CT side, it'll be I'll be intrigued to see how their CT side matches up against SKADE's T side.
But now we're approaching we're already at the equalizer. The foot has been stomped. The question is whether or not 4Glory can somehow have a mini comeback going into it. They haven't really found their footing after they initially, after that initial spree of rounds eventually ended. Let's see. Okay, interesting. So SKADE are actually utilizing the nade drop mechanic. They're leaving a smoke and a Molotov all the way over outside the B site so that 2 of these members can still have a fair bit of firepower to play with. So very interesting tactic. And it also sort of gives off the impression that there might be more players than there actually are, but swing out, Ships gets a little bit of action here, but uses a smoke to give himself a bit of an advantage here in this duel, and that makes 4Glory start to tuck their tails. They don't want to approach this at all.
It's a very interesting point you bring up of, like, they're dropping the utility, and it just makes it look like there's more players there. If you see multiple util sets coming out, you're going to think there's 3 towards the B bomb site, and I think that can be very deceiving if utilized properly. Oh, what a nade there, though. We're
Yeah.
talking about utility, and I don't think anyone's even really seen each other yet. But if you look at the 4Glory side, we got three
Yeah.
players tagged down. Sereni's on 45 HP. We've barely even done anything. We've just been taking map control. We've already been brought down to dinkable levels, you know? So, like, these A1Ss, because of the petty nade damage, might say, it's like Avin's only on 82 HP, you know, that's not huge, but that means there's the potential for a one-shot headshot with the A1Ss.
Now, question is whether or not they've left enough time in the tank to be able to carry out this execute, because they have to deal with 3 players. Sure, one is on the retake, but let's see if Dennis Law can continue to hit these shots. Kaluber will be the first one to receive Molotov to knock him out of position. Dennis Law, nicely done, very close. 2 kills, though, and he eventually gets taken down 3-on-3. And the SKADE players, they will be stuck behind smokes. They're not even close to the bomb site, and with only 5 seconds remaining, the digits are being viciously punched in. Now, SKADE to start joining. And Chips, he's still a bit worried. He's not sure if there's going to be a second member from the 4Glory side that eventually goes for the backstab. And that's a lot of time being wasted. The bomb already halfway ticked down before SKADE even decide to approach this. And they've realized this. They didn't have ships on that bomb site early enough. They don't want to go for the retake anymore. And I'm not really sure if I agree with that. I would have wanted to see a bit more of a balls to the wall style of play where they go for it. They flex the fact that they are the better team, especially when they have an economic advantage like this, where they can potentially also use the economic deficit of 4Glory to push them back into a very shoddy buy. So those are 2 advantages that they did not capitalize on.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good from Dennis for that, you know, like, I'm impressed to see him get 2 kills there. That's good. In a very hard position, he gets to there. Very nice shot. His first shot, I didn't even know, that didn't look like even hit it. But yeah, what, like, you know, Kluber can't be going 0 for 1 there. Like, he has to be getting it. He has to be at least going 1 for 1 in that pit area. And I find that, you know, he's going 3 to 6, probably could be seeing a little bit better from him. But I would actually, I'd play a bit of a curveball there to you. And I'd say that I actually like the fact that SKADE saved there, because as soon as that, they didn't have much. I think they had 1 flashbang, and that late motor smoke came in. And, you know, it's the whole thing of the rich stay rich because they don't spend money. And I think there's some stages where it's like, you've got to be able to count your losses and got to be able to go, yeah, we're not going to be able to do this retake. We have loads of money, but why waste money type thing.
Fair enough, but let's see if that's going to materialize in the actual game. Early Molotov, SKADE get a fair bit of control on mid, but that's only going to be an attempt at funneling them towards Banana. I really like this fact that they're willing to switch things up, and if you look at it from SKADE's perspective, they're playing it very cleverly. Oh, that is just an orbital strike onto Sereni. Ooh. Very nice and toasty in that corner in Banana, but SKADE, they're playing it so carefully. You know, having that early 3-man presence on B and rotating them over onto A late into the round. Dennis Law peeks out, knows that there's some funny business going on towards Boiler. Uses a Molotov to give him some space as well. So right now, 4Glory, they're scratching their heads.
Yeah, I don't think they've seen anyone yet, because Dennis Law, I mean, they do have now because Dennis Law's been dropped, but, you know, Dennis Law got a backstab, and just like that, the execute's coming in, jumping out of apps Kindo is, but Collins gets taken down by Ships because they flank towards mid already, and the bomb is down. Ships has got 2, Kindo being taken down by Rainwalker, and that's the round. Incredible on the B bomb site there. You know, Ships and Duplicate, they are the king of Banana. Like, nothing can stop them. They are incredible over towards that B bomb site. And when Dennis Law comes over to be a 3rd man, it just gets even better. And the A bomb site, you know, they just survive. Dennis Law gets a really nice landing there on mid. A little bit unlucky to get caught up by Kindo, but Ships with the fast flanking towards mid just finishes off the round. There's nothing there's nothing that 4Glory can really do about that. Just clinical from SKADE.
Once again, a switch up from SKADE. They only have 2 members this time. Early, heavy nadage being carried out towards mid. Back on those pistols, 4Glory. It doesn't seem like they can catch too much of a break, right? But at the same time, you've got to commend them for how well they've done so far against SKADE. Look at this, Fred. They've got pistols. They're getting ready to bust out of apartments, and I believe the smoke might have just delayed the inevitable, if anything. 3 members waiting. Bust out Lubert. At this point, he's not really going to have to receive anything because Ships, he's directed all of their attention towards T-spawn.
How is Ships has got all the way into T-spawn, and 4Glory, you know, that late smoking towards Apple just absolutely stops their play, and Ships just causing havoc, mollies himself into T-spawn. I absolutely love this from him. This is class. This is just bulk. You know, this is like CIS Counter-Strike to its finest. Fight. The bomb is literally being dropped in T-spawn by Ships in 30 seconds. Does he get a third? Oh, he has already got that. He was going on for a fourth, but no, gets taken down by D. 9 HP, does retrieve the bomb at 30 seconds, but I don't think there's really much they can do here. That is fantastic. You love to see that.
I like how most of that round... Oh, was that also an AWP shot from this? Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure that was a wallbang as well.
Yeah, just... You know, you really have to commend how Ships was able to waste all of their time just having their attention directed towards T-spawn. But now, you're looking at a 4Glory that should be locked and loaded. You know, they had a few coins being saved up in their wallets and bring them out for a rainy day. Well, okay, they've gotten the advantage, but at what cost? Because 4Glory, they've actually had a very decent performance so far on the T side, and right now, if you look at their perspective, if anything, they're playing for bonus rounds.
Yeah, the only problem is, though, that SKADE will be coming into the second half with the momentum, for sure. Like, 4Glory, they do have the rounds on the board, but the majority of those rounds, apart from, you know, their sixth round they just obtained the other round, are from pretty much early in the game, and SKADE have kind of been all over them, and this round this could get a little bit dangerous over SKADE. They've only got 2 players toward the bomb site. Ships dropping a smoke, peppering some shots through, seeing what he can get, but 4Glory, not much utility. Well, they've got quite a lot of utility, actually, I'm lying. Full execute already coming in, the flash coming in, smoke coming in towards CT. Ships does get the first on Sereni, full blind, but Collins takes down the back's duplicate, which is towards Newbox, and there's a 4-man retake for SKADE coming in.
Is that something they're going to go for, though, Fred? They've got too much money. They want to go. The lineup, though, it doesn't end up working out. Collins, first man to land a bullet in one of the heads of SKADE. Now going in for a disadvantageous retake. Rainwaker. Oh, that is so unlucky. Nearly gets it, but it doesn't amount to much. Denislaw, pistol drawn out, but so will his blood. 7-7. And man, I am super proud of 4Glory right now. They've done such a splendid job.
I'm super impressed. I mean, like, SKADE, obviously, you go for it there, you know, it's second last round. They've got loads of money. 4v4 as well, like, you had the utility advantage. 4Glory, like, they didn't really have much. They used the majority of it on the execute. Ships gets the first pick here, but the fact that Duplicate just can't get a single kill from backside, I think is what really, like, yeah, the fact that he can't even go 1-for-1 really, you know, makes it a harder round for them. But Denislaw picking off D, just that is very unfortunate for them. Oh, if he stayed around for a second longer, he would have got an extra kill. But SKADE, with 1 minute 40 on the clock, they pretty much already got a first pick and advantage coming into this next round.
Final round, man. This is where 4Glory can potentially cement themselves. Denislaw, first kill. Very quickly collected before they can make their way up brackets, and this Molotov doesn't really greet them with open arms either. A little bit of time being spent as they start to funnel themselves towards the A site. Rainwaker, acrobatics to save himself, Molotov drawn, and many different angles are what 4Glory will be using to approach this A site. But now, they're not looking too sure. They've only got 3 players. Some of the utility being dropped to Sereni, so good mid-round communication now. Is that going to play out in the long run? 45 seconds.
A very difficult position. You've got 3 players alive. A lot of utility. I mean, Sereni's got a full util set. And I think there's a molly on the floor as well. So he's going to be able to expend a molly and take some mid control. But regardless of what happens this round, 7 rounds is still ridiculously good for 4Glory, I think. Denislaw getting flashed off the corner and smoke coming in towards brackets. And they're running out of apps. Denislaw getting a third of the round or 1v4 situation for Sereni. I don't see him doing much here. Does pepper towards the pit area and misses a pot shot. Kluber takes him down, but I think regardless of that round, 8-7 in the favor of SKADE on their city side is maybe something I would have not expected, to be honest. And what I'm interested now is to see if Dennis Law can continue, because he's been really good at city side. He's really impressed me with his versatility and his just good aim, to be honest. He was hitting every shot. He was all over the place. If he can, because AWPing on T side Inferno is very difficult. I think it's probably one of the hardest sides to AWP on. Can he continue? And then on the flip side, can D pick up the pace a little bit? Because he was someone I highlighted at the beginning of the game to be, a good player. He's on 4 kills. 15 rounds, 4 kills. That's not really that great.
Yeah, that's the thing. He wasn't really in the prime position. He wasn't being enabled by virtue of the T side, but now he gets a chance to flex his muscles. Very similar to how Rainwaker started things off of, and he's taken away duplicate. And let's see if 4Glory can continue to add players to the graveyard. Kaluber looking for action here. Headshot connected, and now he's onto the ace side. Second kill. And he's inflicting a lot of damage here, Fred. He's also picked up the USP so he can continue to make their lives living hells as the bomb starts to go down. Kaluber, the newest recruit of the squad, replacing Oxygen. He's got big shoes to fill, and I think his toes are busting out of them right now. Ships takes away Collins. Very important rifler on the side of 4Glory, and now there's only 2 members remaining. D, last man standing. You highlighted him. I mean, he's gotten 2 kills. He's added 50% to the tally, if anything, but he's going to have to do a lot more if he wants to get this round, but Kaluber will not allow it. 9-7.
Not gonna lie, what a round from Kluber there. Like, it looked for a second that SKADE were actually gonna go back towards the B bomb site, and everyone had left brackets and left Kluber there. And then he gets 2, and it's like, oh, well, guys, I've got the A bomb site. Do you want to come back now? But, like, good start from Avon, really nice shot, clinical reactions, and yeah, they're all, like, the rest of T sides are towards brackets, upper mid. Kluber gets the 2 kills. He's like, guys, I got the B bomb site. I got the bomb site. Come back, plant the bomb. Yeah, D, added 50% of his kills to the tally. Hopefully, that's a sign for the future.
Collins, man, he's not gonna have a great day. At least he gets away with 1 kill. Sereni, second man in charge. Been left alone on the B bomb site as his teammate has departed onto the land of the free at this point. As the smokes land, they'd have way too much control of this. Just from 4Glory's perspective right now, you're just thinking, maybe we can net a few exit frags at best, or even if we are going to save, it's going to allow us to have a reasonable shot at potentially having an upset in the next round as well, because let's face it, they're not going to have money in the next one. It's about either going for a very sloppy retake right now, or saving these weapons for the next one, so you don't have to run around with just USPs.
I mean, yeah, like they don't have any kits. They don't have any utility. Kinder's the only person with head armor. You've got a Mac 10, 2 Galils. There's not really much 4Glory going to be able to do this round. So it's like, count your losses there. Don't go for a retake, which, even you're going for it and you don't believe in yourself. Save for next rounds. And yeah, just go again, basically. SKADE, very low HP. I didn't realize they must have potted first oranges. So I'm pretty sure if you plant default, you only take like 30 damage in that corner. Yeah, 4Glory still on the Deagles, and they don't have much money this round, but they will have a full bug coming into next round. D with 3.5k right now. I'm assuming we'll see him having the AWP out next round, which will be very interesting to see what he does with that. But right now, SKADE still on the upgrade. 2 Galils, Mac 10, maybe looking to do something fast, and it's just like that. D already getting the pick towards mid. And Duplicate looking towards making some contact towards B, takes down Sereni, and very quick round so far. SKADE in a 4v2 situation, but a lot of players in very low HP positions. Kindo has been smoked off, and Collins with a P250, no armor, left towards the B-bomb site. Don't see him doing much here. Has 4 players raring him down very soon. Smoke at his feet, flash coming in, and yeah, there's not much he can do here. I assume he does get 1 kill though. Keeps the money modest.
Got a little spicy there for a second. But for the most part, I think SKADE have proved that they're not going to have any of it. Not allowing them to get too comfortable with any pistols. 11 rounds have been guaranteed, and I know that we talked about how 7 rounds are enough and all of that, but unless D can immediately step up and start railing in some rounds for the 4Glory roster, I'm starting to get scared because not only is this the 11th round for SKADE potentially, it's also leaving 4Glory in a spot where one round could be pivotal for the success of the rest. Because one round being dropped, you get to that 13 mark, and the game's looking pretty bleak if you're against SKADE.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, this round now is the round they have to be winning. Like, they really have to. Yeah, I'd say if they want to foot in on this city half, they need to be doing something this round. Really nice shot from D there to begin the round. And Collins, a little part of me thought we might get a little, collateral P250, but keeping the money somewhat modest on the SKADE side. Like, the thing we saw on 4Glory is they roped those 4 or 5 rounds together at the beginning of the half, and they had 12k pretty much across the board. So we'll see if SKADE can repeat that, or if 4Glory can put them, stop them in their tracks with the AWP going towards short with a 3-man short setup, and the molly running at their feet. D getting the opening pick. I told you he needs to do something, and he only gets one though. Quite disappointing. But the rotates are already coming in. 3 towards A now, even though D has been taken down. And SKADE, they haven't really got any banana control whatsoever. Somewhat committing early towards brackets, but now coming back, they haven't taken their brackets control though. Like, you see that Collins is still lingering towards long, and he can see that no one's there, and he's peeking down towards mid. He's going to see that no one's mid, and it's going to be in rotate straight towards banana. Yeah, you can see Avin is rotating already towards the B-bomb side. Sereni really has to stop them, though. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit too late. SKADE, they are very...
He's got a molly.
Collins is behind them. Yes.
Okay, there we go. That was a bit troublesome, but Collins, he can finally step into the picture, and now, where it looked very bleak for 4Glory for a second there, it's turned around. They've got a chance, and SKADE, they need to be stopped right here. Molotov to knock one out of position. Avin receiving an M4, damage inflicted. And they're just going to be stuck behind this wall of smoke. 4 on 2, man. SKADE. For a second, it looked like they were going to be very solid. But it just doesn't pan out for them.
Yeah, I mean, if they had just picked up the pace a little bit there, then I think it would have been all good. But 4Glory, they were just it was almost like a little bit ballsy from Collins to just, he saw that no one was bracket and then just went straight for it and just walked down.
Yeah.
Avin rotated straight away. And wait, I missed it. Wait, did Sereni have the Molotov? Because I didn't, or was I just didn't see it?
Yeah, that's the thing. SKADE would have actually ended up winning the round immediately if they were able to push in, and they could have also avoided Collins just by heading up banana, since they would only have one duel to take. But the fact that Sereni eventually deploys the Molotov as soon as he catches first vision of the players, it funnels them into Collins. I don't even think Ships was really ready for that push from Collins, because they had shown enough presence on mid where only a very ballsy player would have, well, the nads to start to push in. And he did. He did just that. And it ends up working out, and this is where I sort of draw us back to the narrative about how 4Glory need to go for unorthodox plays. That's what they did. Individual talent, taking initiative, Collins being in the driver's seat for that. And it works out beautifully if you're the side of 4Glory. We are going to be heading into a technical pause. So any details you might have noticed here, Fred? Because, SKADE, they've been relatively dominant, yes, but as soon as you get back on the gun round, what do you think SKADE is doing wrong? Because that was very shaky.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there was necessarily much that SKADE did wrong there. I think 4Glory just had a really good round that, again, is something that you may not be able to replicate, because they did something that's very, very unorthodox, and they got away with it. Yes, it was good, but maybe was it the right play? And again, you see Collins, he is literally just sprinting down mid with no utility. He's already taken bottom mid, and I don't think they're even gonna realize. Yeah, like, what is that? That isn't that like nice, but yeah, that is exactly what 4Glory need to be doing. But Ships does take down Kindo, and because of that early aggression, they've got a very janky setup towards the A bomb site. You do have Avin towards Cold Zero box. Ships jumping into his crosshair. Avin spots out Rainwater towards, but get taken down mid-air by D. 4v2 situation. Avin being out.
That's perfect.
Flash, but doesn't get the kill. Kluber takes down D. Collins does take a flying dinosaur out the air and then nails Kluber right on the railing. What a round that was. Collins having a 3k in the round, just running down mid and then running straight back up towards A to close out the round.
Not only was that a really good display of firepower, that was also really good utility usage because Oven with only 6 points of health remaining, he shouldn't have been able to connect a kill into apartments. So all of these unorthodox plays are now actually lining up for 4Glory to start nailing rounds together, and they did just that. 2 rounds in between them and the equalizer, and one of them is going to be a buffer. Just Glocks for the side of SKADE. 4Glory still not really looking amazing with regards to their economy, but they've got confidence, and they're playing the CT side very correctly. Oh, man. Ships just laid an egg shaped like a grenade, and it really didn't come out with a pin, so it didn't work out well.
How did Ship survive that? Didn't he have 2 nades
Yeah.
land at his feet? I love CS:GO sometimes, you know, like the broken nades, you know, incredible. Never fails to amaze me.
I love how a couple days ago, not a couple days ago, well, it's been a few weeks by now, but after the Riptide update, the physics of the game, like as ragdolls drop, they're just completely different, and like there was barely any mention of it. Like the game feels so different because of it. Bodies start flying, and I think they're going to do just that in this round as well. So this is going to be an excellent round to illustrate that. Collins, headshot. Could be very, very easy for them. Just how the bodies fall now. They used to be so static. They had so much weight to them, but now it reminds me a bit of like CS Source in 1.6.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I actually kind of like it. I like the fact that there's a little bit more.
I love it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason why the Desert Eagle doesn't feel nerfed, even though it is, just because you get that like you get that headshot, and the body goes flying.
They fly across your screen. You get that dink, and it's just like vroom.
You know that completely vertical that completely vertical ragdoll, which looks
it
would never happen in real life. It's just, oh man, I love it.
Do you remember those couple days where it was really broken and like literally they would fly across your screen, like genuinely, like wow, that I missed. That was like the 4 days of chaos.
But Kaluber, he's got in the entry. Can they capitalize on it further? Ooh. Oh, he's not hitting the shots that you would expect Denislaw to normally hit. And he's got to tuck himself into the apartments. Oh. Rainwaker, so much damage inflicted. He's got full control of the ace site. And I love how 4Glory, it's a split-second decision. They immediately start running away. D pulls out his knife all the way into T-spawn, all the way into apartments, but also into the mouth of a hungry, hungry Ships.
Yeah, that's really unlucky. You know, D gets a leg on towards Duplicate, and then like that was just I think it was Avon got flashed through the library smoke, but got team blinded by Sereni. Bit of miscommunication coming in there. Probably not what you want to be seeing when it's 11-10 and you're down a round and you kind of need those rounds. And like your economy is not looking too great either. Like you will have a bye coming into next round, but it's not gonna, you know, you really need to, like these are the rounds you have to be winning.
What's really scaring me here, Fred, is the fact that 4Glory picked this map. And I know they look really fantastic on it, but what happens when it's SKADE's map pick?
Wait, isn't this?
No, this is 4Glory's map pick, right?
Oh.
Unless I'm making a massive mistake here. Hold on, let me just check.
It does say, but I thought it was SKADE picking like on the
No. It's 4Glory picking up Inferno for sure.
Oh. Was the graphic okay. My memory is awful, so don't hold me to that. I had the illusion this was SKADE's pick the whole map, so that's probably why I've been so positive about 4Glory. So I remember when 4Glory picked, I was like, I thought they picked Dust 2, and I was thinking that's a weird one. Like you've got 1 win out of like 6 on Dust 2. That's a bit of a strange
it's got
map.
like it's got permaban written all over it.
Yeah.
And
well, because their permaban's overpass, but then they're like they look quite shaky on both Ancient and Dust 2, and those are the 2 next maps in the pool. So I was like, this veto is just not gone well for 4Glory.
It's just a good old let's have 3 permabans, one of them being an actual permaban, and 2 just having your fingers and toes crossed that the enemy team is not going to allow it to be picked.
Yeah, I mean, I think SKADE have definitely done their research coming into this game, this series, and I mean, it's looking a little bit close on this map, but SKADE are definitely looking to be running away with this. You know, 4Glory, they've only got 2 smokes, 2
Watch
flashes
out,
really
Fred.
left on the
Watch
board.
for this utility because there's a boost that is brewing right now. Is Chips going to be able to spot one? Okay, D wants to take initiative. Chips eventually takes one out of the tally, but Collins is there to greet him with a bullet in the back of the head. And as I start talking, the round is already over. Very chaotic, very sharply done by 4Glory, and that's only going to leave it 1 round in between them.
Wait, was that a 5-man ace stack from the CD side?
I think it was 4 members. Did I not read the radar there for a second? Because I was actually very focused on yeah, that was 4 members. That couldn't have been 5. No.
Either way, I mean, well, that was so I found it funny. Like Sereni pushed the smoke on long, still gets a kill somehow. But yeah, wow, speeding it up right there. Collins does trade, but gets dropped to 48 HP, and is probably going to be relinquishing Banana. But both teams decide to relinquish Banana, and the T side is looking to go straight towards bracket. Avin rotating back towards the A bomb site where he will be joining his teammate D with the AWP towards long, and library smoke coming out. Ooh, Avin getting up and close and personal, peeking behind the molly, does go 1-for-1. Does a little bit of chip damage to Kluber, but nothing much to write home about. Kendo on the rails position. Oh, this could be quite precarious. He really needs to get a kill here. Speaks out, gets one, doesn't get the second, but gets info of another. D with your... Oh, gets taken down by Rainwalker, swinging out of apartments, and Collins left on a 1v2 situation. He has had an incredible game so far, 24 kills to his name. Can he repeat this? Does have the kit, smoke and 2 flashes, looks like he's going for it. Has no idea where any of them are. Chooses not to throw any util, sneaking up towards the long position. Oh, he is looking towards where Dennis Law is. Peeking out, gets Rainwalker, but instantly gets traded by Dennis Law. Very unlucky. Good awareness. I think he knew exactly where they both were, but just kind of like, that's such a hard position because that is a crossfire that SKADE had. Very impressive to even get the kill on Rainwalker, but you know, he was already 50 HP from early interactions on the B-bomb side, and does not fail to get that 1v1 and gives SKADE their 13th round and puts 4Glory again in a very, very difficult position. And I must say, underwhelming from D overall. Like, he really needs to be getting a kill there. He is so fixated towards that short position. He knows that there's one there, but there's still another person alive, and just completely ignores the fact that he could be coming from apps. And Rainwalker swings out, kills him, and ends the round there pretty much.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think the key word here is underwhelming because you rightfully pointed out that Collins was going to be a star rifler that we had to keep an eye out on. But you know what? I've said this time and time again. You know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but whenever you're a lower tier team, it's often your AWPer's chance to shine. Take initiative to take very uncomfortable duels, and that's often what's going to take your team to the next level to begin with. Because oftentimes, what the enemy can do really well is enable their own AWPers. So if you can somehow thread the needle in that regard, it's going to give you a very different result. But Collins being able to shine with just a rifle, that's probably why 4Glory are looking so powerful to begin with. SKADE, they've got so much control here. Man, if they rush into Banana right now, there's no saying what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the BXQ's coming in. Rainwalker does get taken down by Avin. Very nice peek there. But, you know, SKADE pretty much have the B bomb site for free. They don't have the bomb, though. And this could get a little bit worrying. D getting boosted up. Ooh. Oh, he gets just spotted out by Duplicate. He does know there's only 2 towards the B bomb site right now. A1S in the hands of Sereni now. And 3 towards CT. I mean, they don't go for the boost again, do they?
No, I don't think so, especially with Dennis Law now starting to chime into the fray. Molotov thrown out, wants to jump across. Okay, that's just a bomb being delivered. Hello. Digits quickly typed in. So the retake is on to 4Glory, but they're not even going to let it go down. Avin immediately pushes up with the MP9. He will be the sacrificial lamb that allows him to get a much more comfortable retake. Dennis Law, 2 angles. Can he somehow isolate both members? Slowly looking to find the player in coffins, waiting for one peek, one mistake, but that is not going to happen. Kendo, very nicely done for 4Glory for their 12th round.
Yeah, it's very sloppy from SKADE, though. You know, that they get the B bomb site, but because of the late round, they don't have much utility, and they've left the bomb in T-spawn, and that is not something you should be saying from a top 30 team. But I agree with the point you were making earlier before the round of saying that, like, you know, an AWPer, especially these lower levels, it's a field. It's, you know, it's just a party for them because it's quite hard to stop a good AWPer, and it allows, you know, the AWPer just to run wild. But when you've got your AWPer 11 to 16, it's just not what you want to see. But Serenity getting domed by Ships, Ships just running into the B bomb site, getting to 24 kills, and SKADE, it's 1:40 on the clock, and they already have the B bomb site. Bomb is being picked up. They're not forgetting it this time. And 4Glory, they're already deciding to save. The round's barely even begun.
This is just allowing SKADE to get pretty much a freebie. Okay, 4Glory, obviously, that's still a good decision from them, in my opinion. Because obviously, if you're in their shoes, you're not going to allow SKADE to get around. Also, ruin your economy and allow that match point to be guaranteed. So stopping it at 14, probably the best idea. But it's a bit unfortunate to see that it got to this place to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, 4Glory definitely were in a position many times, especially like this round, for instance. They were in a position to, because, you know, this is a forced buy from SKADE, but it's a very janky buy overall, and I think that should be a read 4Glory would make. And I haven't seen them really go 3 towards B that much, especially around like this where you see Serenity just went straight towards Banana, but he did that with very little support, and I just find that a little bit just unneeded, and I would go far as say stupid, maybe. But yeah, the round coming in for SKADE, and this is putting 4Glory in a very precarious position. They will be getting a buy up, but we're seeing D on a FAMAS, Serenity on an MP9. They do have the utility, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous. Flash, you know, the early utility coming in from the CD side. Ooh, might be getting an early pick, but Serenity running down towards Banana only gets one, though. We've never really seen him get more than one towards this B bomb site. It's just been back and forth 1-for-1s, and like it's the duality of it. SKADE, you had Ships and Duplicate towards B on the CT side, and they were animals. They were not giving 4Glory anything. But as soon as we come onto this CT side for 4Glory, you've got Collins, who's having a great game, but Serenity and him towards the B bomb site, they're just consistently going 1-for-1. Tempo being completely slowed down now by the T side. They're just seeing what 4Glory can do. You know, they don't have much utility towards the CT side, and if a fast execute comes out, I'm not sure there's much they can do. A library smoke coming in rather. This is retaliated by a smoke from the CTs itself, and a little bit of a B split being an A split being faked, but we do see a rotate coming in by Avin, and Ships throwing a moto smoke from the pit, and the T sides all grouped towards a bomb site. 4 players here, 2 flashes, 1 being thrown out, full blinds, and they're coming in. Kindler being taken down. D getting 1, D getting 2.
Nasty.
Does he get a 3rd? Doesn't quite, but stops all the time. Avin running through the motor smoke, getting 1 of his own, and putting Rainwalker in a 1v1 situation versus Collins. And if there's anyone in this 1v1 you want, it is Collins.
This is such an important round. Rainwaker, he wants to make sure that he gets SKADE to match point. 4Glory trying to prevent, but Collins, he is going to falter. 15-12, and now SKADE, they are looking to step on the finish line. 3 chances or 3 rounds that they still have to get if they want a chance at overtime, but you know what? I'm not really going to have too much faith here, because look at their money. They've showed us so many impressive things so far, but you really expect 4Glory to come out on top with just these deagles against SKADE? We're about to find out, but I'm afraid we might already know the answer.
I mean, never say never. These deagles can be very dangerous. And finally, 4Glory putting 3 towards the B bomb site, and Kluber's been taken down by the nades. Duplicate brought down to 57 HP, and I like this from 4Glory. They got the early pick with the nade, and they were going to rotate towards the A bomb site, but now it's only Avin. And yeah, this is good from so far. This is a good round for 4Glory. They are on the deagles, and it's some of the best we've seen them. Collins getting a pick through the smoke. SKADE in putting a 3 versus 5 situation. This is looking good for 4Glory.
Yeah, it's as if all I had to do was say it, and the round has fallen apart for SKADE. Are they going to be able to convert this, though? They still have a 3 versus 5. Much better weaponry. The question is whether or not they can get onto the B side without too many casualties, because if they can do that, then that retake is way too unfavorable. 50 seconds. This is where they start to move in. One player's been drawn out by the Flames, Collins. He's no longer there to support his team. Sereni boosted up. That smoke is so bossed. How are they not looking towards it? Sereni, he's doing so much damage. Man. Question mark? This entire thing is so chaotic. My brain is a mush trying to think about it. But Denislav, hanging by a point of health, just a drop of blood in his bloodstream right now, keeping him alive, but not for long. 4Glory eventually get that round. What was that, Fred?
What just happened?
Why were they not looking? That was a... Okay.
What?
You lose to pistols?
I'm very
you
confused.
Also run in towards the smoke, and the first player... Like, it's pretty visible that the smoke didn't work, right? Like, question mark?
I don't get how Sereni as well then survived. What just... This brings me back to my matchmaking days. That, you know, miss CT smoke, getting abused, and, you know, SKADE put onto pistols, and it's giving 4Glory an in into this game. Collins just running down towards middle, getting a first, 28 kills to his name. Ships, however, does take down Sereni. And, you know, still putting the pressure on for 4Glory. Collins, does take down Ships. It's very important. If he'd got dropped there, that would make it very, very hard. But Kindo dropping Rainwalker and 4Glory is good for them. They need to survive though with a couple players alive, because they're going into the last round. They don't really have much money, and they can't afford to drop many players.
I'm honestly really digging this performance from Collins. He's nearly sitting on a 30 bomb against one of the teams that could have nearly made it to a major. Very impressive stuff. I think he's...
Oh my god.
Oh, gee.
Wow.
That's a cute little tickle. Not too cute if you're on the side, on the receiving end, but... Denislav, okay. Are we still having a conversation about this round? Because Kaluber has picked up an AK-47. This could potentially be shut down right here. Kaluber, very talented rifler to have on the squad. He's got to find 2. They both want to shut him down, and they'll both be moving in from the same angle. Oh, the Flames, they weren't touching him. He still proactively runs out, and that is going to be his demise. D does not falter there. Now, the thing is, the Flames are far enough that he could have just tucked himself into the corner and nothing bad would have come of it. And I think that would have been good enough for them to not check that corner at all. So, bit of a misplay, but you can see why it happened.
Yeah, that was a very costly round, though, in total. You know, like, they only survived with 1 player. Over at the 4Glory side, they're getting a full buyout, but with not great utility. You know, Kindo only with smoke. We saw that Kindo and Avid at the beginning of the round only really had 4K each. And this is, you know, with SKADE getting the bomb down especially, they're able to get the AWP out. And it's giving them an in this round where they, like... If they didn't get that bomb down and 4Glory survived with like 4 or 5 players alive, I think we could be seeing a very guaranteed overtime. However, because of the circumstances that played out, 4Glory, they're looking a bit dangerous. Like they have worse guns, they have worse economy, they have worse nades. This is looking quite dangerous, but the 3 towards B, they are taking and, you know, pushing duplicate off. That nade not doing too much damage, and SKADE, they don't have too much map control, just waiting out 4Glory's utility. And you can see that, you know, SKADE, they haven't used too much. However, 4Glory, they've used the vast majority of their beginning. Like, they had very little to do at the beginning, and they've used the vast majority of that already.
Molotov coming out. Man, this is such an important round if you're in the perspective of 4Glory, and this AWP needs to be put to good use. D already incapacitated by the nades coming his way, and that's not a CT smoke, that's been botched. So now it's actually not SKADE pushing in. They're going to allow 4Glory to start to doubt themselves, but look at this. 4Glory, they've not moved in inch. They're not going to be sending any reinforcements. No rotations will be caught out, and it all comes down to firepower. Who gets who? Coming out of apartments, 3 on long. Rainwaker, he spotted 1, but the smoke is too powerful. We are going to that overtime as long as Denislav can't do anything about it. And honestly, 15 seconds, no chance.
I love how I was bashing the MP9 and the MP9 even gets a kill in this round. Oh, the caster's cursed. But good round coming out though from 4Glory. You know, there's literally 1 second on the board. Yeah, like Dennis Law saving the AWP for overtime, right? That's a thing, surely. But wow, really just good round from Collins. No, not a good round, like good game from Collins. Very impressed, you know. D hasn't really lived up to my expectations, but Collins, however, has, and I'm very happy for that. And also on the flip side, Ships is someone who, you know, I think everyone knows him as the SKADE superstar, and he's definitely lived up to that. Dennis Law of the AWP, those are definitely two players you want to be seeing to put numbers on the board. And also, I think I labeled Kluber early into the game as not doing too well, and he had some very underperforming rounds, but he's picked it up a little bit, and that's definitely what you want to see on the SKADE side if they want to be taking this map.
It's actually very impressive that 4Glory even made it to overtime. When we saw them being pushed down to those pistols, I think it was just a matter of asking the question, how long does it take SKADE to win? Because 4Glory, they consistently got pushed back to their final lifelines, and now there's a chance that 4Glory actually guarantee their chances at this game, because I think I wouldn't bet on 4Glory getting that second map. I don't think it's within their reach, but making it a 3-mapper and potentially inching them out on Ancient, perhaps that could be a case to be made, because although SKADE are although I don't think 4Glory are particularly good on Dust 2 or Ancient, you also have to consider that they've edged out SKADE on Inferno. That's such an AWP heavy map, and the AWP is not even being put to use correctly by 4Glory. So if they can do that, I don't think that's where they'll stop.
I would also be confident to say that Inferno is either SKADE's best map or like second best map. So far very good from 4Glory. But the only problem I have with them is like these vetoes they're just not in the favor of them. Like Dust 2 Ancient, that's going to be so difficult for them. They've done so well, but I just don't know how they're going to fare coming into these next two maps. But what I want to see now from 4Glory is, you know, Collins has stepped up. Collins has come to the plate, and he's done sublimely. Now we just need to see everyone else pick up the pace. You know, like everyone's had their rounds, mostly, but now we need to see them just be more consistent. You know, you've got Kindo, Dion, Avon all below 15 kills or on 15 kills. Like, that's really just not good for an overtime game, especially in this quarterfinal condition, like this quarterfinal against a team that you want to be going, hey, we beat SKADE in a best of 3. That's a lot to say and a lot to write home about. So now 4Glory, they've got the read as well already. 4 towards the A bomb site, and let's see if they have the potential to shut them down.
4Glory, they seem to be mowing them down. SKADE only got 2 members remaining, Denislaw and Rainwaker. Will they still be able to bounce back? Now, Kindo's going to be left unchecked, but luckily for Rainwaker, that's not an avenue of approach that he's very interested in. Instead, SKADE, they're going to keep 4Glory on their toes. 1 smoke towards the B site, rotating and over, and Rainwaker will soon be joining Denislaw, and they've got Sereni on an AWP. So this is very interesting because normally you haven't seen Sereni on the off too much. Nice headshot, but it connects to the very edge of the box, doesn't do too much damage, but at least they've got the bomb down under lock and key. Denislaw getting ready to plant, and I want to see how quickly they get ready for the retake. Do they waste any time here? 1 in Banana, 1 in CT, 1 in Coffins. This is certainly going to be very difficult for them, but also, just by virtue of 4Glory having these AWPs, it's also going to be tough.
Yeah, can I also add that there's only 1 kit on the board as well. Kindo's got the only kit. That is not something you want to be seeing in overtime.
Okay, that Molotov at least starts things off. They have 1 angle that they don't need to clear anymore, but Rainwaker, he's done his job. Doesn't need to peek out anymore, but he preemptively does. Denislaw, he's only got 4 points of health remaining, and through the flash, he's desperately looking for the bomb diffuser. Can't get it, and D manages to shut him down. That was so chaotic, yet they come out on top. 4Glory, they're looking like madmen right now.
I'm on the 4Glory hype train right now. I want to see them take this map. This would be such an upset for 4Glory to take Infernus, one of SKADE's best maps. They were pretty much behind the whole game. They had that good beginning, but this is looking so good from them. And, you know, other players have stepped up this round as well. It wasn't just Collins pushing the boat out. You know, Collins got 2. You know, that's pretty pivotal. He's been averaging a kill every round, and recently in these layered rounds, been getting 2 majority of these rounds. But Flash coming in, Collins getting 1, getting away with his life, dropping a nade at the feet of Kluber. Not even Kluber, Duplicate got the nade to his feet, and really good so far from 4Glory.
I hate to say it, but right now, 4Glory.
There's not much you can do there, and Collins down to give 4Glory another round. It's looking so good from them so far. Yeah, this is very clinical though. Very clinical though from the 4Glory side. You know, they've got 17 rounds. We are MR. I think this is 1600. They are on 1600, so they will have the money on the SKADE side to buy in this round. They don't have an AWP out though, but that does not matter because Ships has already taken down Serenity towards mid, and D here does get 1, but quickly traded out. Avin here on long gets smoked out, and it's going to be Kindo. 3 players coming down him. Gets 1, gets 2, does not get the 3rd, but gets quickly traded out by Avin. Ships in a 1v2 situation. I don't think Collins is going to realize he's here. Collins does expect it, but Ships takes him down. Avin, with the bomb on his feet, expects to see where Ships is. Comes out, dinks him, double dinks him, and takes Ships down to give 4Glory their 18th. Such a good CT side on the overtime for 4Glory. And wow, we're going to be going into the second half, and SKADE, they're going to have to, they can't even drop it. They can't afford to drop a round, or 4Glory are going to be taking the series.
That is fantastic stuff from 4Glory so far. And I just need to confirm, Fred, are we all clear in the...
I can hear you now, yeah.
In the mic department, yes. Okay.
So
I think
what could you hear? So you just stopped talking for me, like halfway through a sentence. I was like,
For me, you sounded a bit robotic, and, well, you know, good old technical issues, always going to be the bane of existence for online tournaments. So, you know, just brush them out under the rug. Who cares? Pretend that never happened. But heading into the second half, I still have a lot of confidence that SKADE are going to be able to bring it to a second overtime just by virtue of being on the CT side. But if history has anything to tell us with how good 4Glory were on surprising SKADE on the T side, there's a chance. There's a chance that 4Glory end it right away. Waiting outside brackets. Yeah, go on then.
I was going to say, I personally am on the 4Glory bandwagon, and I want to see them take this map away from SKADE.
Well, approaching from both apartments and brackets, SKADE only having 2 members, this is going to be very tough, especially if Kluber can't manage to line up at least 2 kills. You know, he's sort of the difference maker when it comes to protecting Rainwaker. If he gets isolated, if he gets shut down early on, it's going to be problematic. But now, as the reinforcements start coming in, Ships has already been intercepted. Flashbang out, Kindo, nice shot to begin things. Rainwaker's only good for 2, and with Collins just being a madman like the way he is, nearly sitting on a 40 bomb, there is no chance that SKADE have this now. The GGs are being typed in, the WPs being thrown out, and Dennis Law, his chances are looking very slim. A 1v3 with an AWP of all things. I'm probably not going to bet on it. Looking for an angle here, and man, Collins just too quick on the trigger. 39 kills for the man. It is going to be GG. What a game from Collins. Man, I'm so impressed by that. That whole performance, Collins just going wild, 39 kills. And you know what? He played in lieu of the AWP power being missing from his team. If he can do that with just a rifle, What is that? How do they just shut down SKADE like that?
That was incredible. Collins, someone like, I think it's fair to say he's a good player, but like I think it's fair to say he's not the caliber of SKADE. Like SKADE the other week were literally contending for a major, and Collins has gone, cool, I'm just gonna drop 39 on you. Like,
Yeah, just all in
no
a day's
biggie.
work. And
Like,
yeah, it's just a
who
good
is
old
this? This
face-it
guy's
game.
incredible. I mean, I said he was a good player. I knew he was a good player, but I didn't think he was that good. I didn't think he was like just gonna go, yeah, guys, you can, you can get like 15 kills. It's fine. I'm just gonna get 40.
Yeah, just that
doesn't matter.
easy.
Yeah, it's just
But
like,
man, there is so much action to be had here right now, though. So you know what? We are gonna have to take a little bit of a break before we head into that next match. And I think the graphic is wrong there, where it says that SKADE picked up Inferno. But yeah, that's why you were confused. Yes,
I wasn't
that's
stupid.
why you were
See,
confused.
I have
Yeah.
a reason. I have a reason.
Yeah, okay. You know what? You're in the clear now. But yes, it is going to be SKADE's map pick now. So, maybe they're going to bounce back. Perhaps 4Glory can even stop them before they get to map number 3. Is momentum going to be crushed? Are Spurs going to be broken for the side of SKADE or for 4Glory? We're about to find out on map number 2. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. We just witnessed a complete slappage. 4Glory shutting down SKADE, albeit it was their own map pick, but it was done on Inferno. Man, SKADE are a team that is miles apart when it comes to playing against something like 4Glory. The fact that they've dropped that, and the fact that Collins has dropped a 40 bomb, we've got a lot on our plate. We've got a lot here to dissect. It's Wall Deity being joined by none other than Fred. I'm never going to pronounce his name correctly, so I'm just going to leave it at that, just as I did in the first pregame. But man, what do we have on our hands for the second game?
I mean, I'm just super impressed. I'll come back to what you just said there about SKADE. You know, like they're miles ahead. They're in just like, you know, in ESEA, they're playing Premier, 4Glory are playing Advanced. That's straight away just a complete difference. They're going to be pracking against better teams. They've got players on this SKADE side. You know these players. These players have played for, you know, Windigo, ex-Windigo, and now SKADE. And like these Bulgarian players have been around for like years, to be honest, and they're coming up against this 4Glory side as the favorites, undoubtedly. You know, SKADE that they're in form as well. They've been playing really well recently. They just didn't manage to make the major, but they still got to the playoffs of the IEM event, and they still did really well. And I don't think anyone can discredit that. But then we're sitting here, and there's 0-1 down to a team like 4Glory on a map which I would personally say is one of their best. You know, Inferno is one of their best maps, but we are going over to their pick now on Dust 2, and I think this is where SKADE, if they want to have a footing back in the game, they're going to have to really prove themselves here.
Now, there's one thing that's a massive caveat here, Fred. Consider this. 4Glory played on the terrorist side first in the previous map. You know, well, that means they're playing Dust 2 now. Yes, it's SKADE's map pick, but they get to play the CT side. And right now, with the double doors changes, with how you can't get vision down on mid, it's going to allow them to get a massive advantage on the CT side. So if you're 4Glory, if you're trying to flex with your firepower, especially with the way that Collins has been running around the map, I think this is perfect for them. Whether or not they have the fortitude to be able to close out 2 maps, whether or not they can do it on Dust 2, I'm not sure about that just yet. It could have been a one-off performance from Collins because, as you said, he's not SKADE caliber just yet, at least not historically. So if they can close it out right here on Dust 2, I think that is going to be a massive indicator of the consistency that Collins or the rest of his team can potentially put out. And man, starting on the CT side, just having that buffer, it should work well in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, that would be incredible if, like, I know we're not supposed to be biased, but I would love to see a 4Glory win here. I think that would be such an upset and such an incredible thing to see. And because I think what they need now is like Collins, if he replicates that performance, hats off to him. Like, fair enough. But that is so hard to do. What we need to see now is the other players to step up on that 4Glory side. And I think I'm looking at D here, especially on a map like Dust 2. It's equally as AWP heavy as Inferno was. So hopefully he can, you know, provide some more impact with the AWP. And we are going straight into this pistol round. And I am excited to see what this happens. I just hope that 4Glory don't get battered out of the park, because that's the worry here. You know, it's SKADE's map pick. SKADE might be a bit like, right, guys, wake up. You know, we're a top 30 team. We can't get bashed around by 4Glory. Let's finish it here now. Let's stop messing around.
But pointing towards the B side, that's where they're headed. 4Glory quickly positioning themselves in a way where they can immediately have reinforcements, but look at that! SKADE, they're getting mowed down entirely. 4Glory, what have you done? I like how Ships just stops and distracts. He's like, what? Question mark? Guys? Left click? Come on. Man, that is... if you're Sereni, you're not even sure what happened. Because they walked into your crosshairs, you fire off a few shots, and it's all over.
It was one of those things where they were in a line. So I think he must have only seen about 2 players. And then as well, you know, Avon was at the long doors helping up, and they were like, Collins joined in the mix, and what a great start for 4Glory. And that is exactly what you want to see. You know, Ships, there's not really much he can do here. He might get a kill here on... He doesn't even get a kill. Kendo takes him down, and 4Glory picking up their first round. That is incredible for them. And Sereni, what a great round to start off this game. And I know, you know, probably wasn't the most skillful of 2 kills, but at least it's good to see that other players are stepping up. And as you said about the ragdolls, I love that ragdoll. I think that's Dennis Law at the front. Just gets blown, you know, his back just breaks midair and gets flown around.
But 4Glory just doing so well to start off the piss around. If you're SKADE, you're definitely feeling a bit concerned, right? You're not supposed to get shut down like that. You've lost a map. You started off terribly on Dust 2. And you also have to play a very difficult terrorist side where taking control of mid is just a massive pain. Right now, SKADE.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Go on,
exactly it. It's just that one little bit hard on the T side. Like I think some people could even argue this used to be a T side map because of, you know, how brutal you can be because of that new addition. It just makes it so much harder.
It's just the pressure of having to use a lot more utility just to take control of mid, and lower tunnels being an additional thing you have to clear out instead of just having it by default. It changes the dynamic of the map very significantly. And Collins, you know what? If he's going to get to that 40 bomb, you need to have some of those freebies, right?
Every eco matters, baby. Every eco matters.
It adds up. When you refresh HLTV, you want to see those 20 kills against Glocks and like 4 kills against rifles and 16 nade kills if you're a utility god.
Collins is going to be licking his lips, though. You know, he's going to be sitting there like, you know, look at me, HLTV, going 39 to 22, and starting this map off in equally good fashion.
Nice flashbang, SKADE to collect a kill, courtesy of Kaluba already making his way onto Long, and Denislaw is leaving no prisoners. 4Glory, they've given up all control of Long. Just these 2 initial kills coming out. He's going to have a very difficult time getting a hold of this, but you look at Oven, if he himself can get a kill, then the chance at recovery becomes a lot better. It's all about timing here, and as Rainwaker starts to progress, Oven nicely inflicts some damage onto Rainwaker, but that's probably going to be all they get out of it, considering how difficult it is to steal this away from SKADE when they've already made their way halfway onto the A bomb site.
Yeah, I'm not sure much they can do there here. D does get a tag, but I feel like it's a little bit just too late for all of that. You know, Avin does get 2 kills in this round, but there's just not really much he can do. He doesn't have a kit. He doesn't know that SKADE players have, you know, you've got Dennis Law on 11, Kluber on 26, but he's not going to know this, and it's going to be a save coming in. And I want to say they got a little bit unlucky. You know, Collins got killed, fair enough. Flash came in, good kill on them. But I think it was Kinder that got sprayed through the smoke, and that's just really unlucky. That's something that, you know, you can't really do much about that, and it instantly puts 4Glory on the back foot coming into this round. But they will have a bye coming into next round, and hopefully they can still, you know, prove themselves a little bit more early game even.
Now, I'm actually a massive fan of the fact that SKADE can pick up their first round immediately, because if they hadn't, I'd be very scared for them. Ooh, fancy footwork by Kaluber. That's not something we caught the first time around, but glad we've got a second camera for that. SKADE have not really done a very impressive job when it came to initially getting traction on Inferno. And if you look at Dust 2, the story's a little bit different. Whether or not this momentum is going to continue, that's still a question that needs to be answered. But SKADE right now, they're heading straight onto Long. No contest at all. And Sereni, he's probably going to have to give this up. No chance that he immediately collects any control.
I like this, though, from 4Glory, is that they had really, like, no success towards Long. So they've gone, right, okay, they're going to go to Long again. Let's go take short. Let's go take underpass. Let's go take short, and let's go take that mid position. That's exactly what they've done, because, you know, SKADE have this long position, but that's about it. You know, you have Rainwalker on the other side of the map. He's not taking anything. He's just holding, and that smoke's going to come in. But I don't think that smoke's going to do much, because they've got the info that no one's there, and they, you know, SKADE, they're kind of forced into going up towards Long, and they're going to be running into Well, right now, only Sereni on site, so it could get a little bit dangerous. But yeah, the smoke's coming in for the T side, and I think this will be a very early indicator for the CT to start rotating. They've got 4 here already. Smoke's rained down. Kluber does get the first pick, doesn't quite get the second. Dink down to 4 HP. Avon, ooh, sitting in the Molotov. It's a little bit ropey for him. Dennis Law, shots going everywhere but him. Avon pushed through smoke with a flash. Does get Dennis Law just about through the car. D doubles up with a kill towards Duplicate. Kluber goes 1 for 1. Ships left in a 1v3 situation. Ooh, bomb going down towards a smoke going down towards the bomb, and I'm not sure Ships can do much. I think they are on the defuse. Not actually, no, never mind. Not quite yet, but either way, there is a kit towards D, and D, yeah, he's about to get on it. Tied down a little bit. But yeah, this should be round for SKADE. Unless Ships can, he does get one, that gets quickly traded out by Kindo, and a little bit scrappy towards the end there, but 4Glory, really good retake, and I like what they did early round there. You know, they went right. You can have long. We're not going to take it, but we're going to take the whole of mid, and we know exactly what you're doing. And yeah, SKADE just walked into them basically.
Now, the question that's on my mind is how they ended up giving away the round, even though they had full control of long. That's not something that should happen at all. And SKADE, you can see that they're getting a bit desperate, going for a very bread and butter style, old-fashioned B push, and Sereni's going to be the one to defend Avon. He nearly gets a freebie. Oh, he nearly misses it, but eventually is able to recollect. Sereni peeking out. Flashbang is used perfectly, and he's looking for more action. Eventually put in the grave, but that's not going to be before he's done enough damage. Dennis Law, 1-on-2, no HP. Smoke doesn't really facilitate him, and D is able to add 1 to the tally. Now, I'm not sure what's going on in SKADE's head right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good from 4Glory. They dropped that one round, and it was quite like a decisive win as well from SKADE. But 4Glory have, you know, replied back. Dennis Law made it very close, a little bit costly, and a little bit dangerous. I thought for a second as well how he stayed alive so long in that final gunfight. He might actually be picking up the round, but so far, this is really good from 4Glory. And SKADE, it's very, very early days. Bear in mind, very early days, but they must be getting a little bit worried. They're a map down, and they've just straight away lost all the advantage. They have no advantage in this map right now. They're on the back foot straight away.
Just these pesky pistols that 4Glory have to deal with, dude. This is very one-sided, and I didn't think I would be saying this about 4Glory, but let's see. Let's see if this is going to be a continuous attempt or a they're going to be able to consistently carry this out. Collins is able to get 1, and you know what? I'm really happy to see that D is hitting some shots, but ouchie, that was a nail in the coffin if I've ever seen one. D collecting a bullet in between his eyebrows, but now cleanup duty is in charge. Sereni's moving in, and this should be a pretty easy round, but regardless, nice couple of shots being delivered. Duplicate adds 1 more, and he's just not able to get 1 more before he eventually falls. But Fred, SKADE will eventually be back on those guns, and I want to see them do something special. What was that desperate B push? What are these random pistol rounds?
Yeah, I mean, that pistol round, there's not really much to write about. Like, you literally did have people on the Glock. So that's kind of one of those rounds where it's like, they got the bomb down, and I feel like that is a win in itself. Getting 2 kills doesn't really amount to too much, but, you know, keeping the money somewhat modest, not giving them too much to, like, run away with. But I'm still intrigued. You know, this is still very early days. D, he's hitting some shots, but I feel like we still got time in the game to see who's really going to flourish. Collins already starting well. You know, he's 8-3. Like, he wants another 40 bomb. He wants to pad those HLTV stats. But I'm intrigued to see if D can, you know, actually fill those, like, his shoes coming into the later half of this round, later half of this game even.
Honestly, a couple more rounds being lined up by 4Glory could be all they need to build up that momentum. But Ships, he wants to turn it around. Gets that initial frag towards mid all by his lonesome. And now, SKADE, they've got a few options. Head towards long. Wait for your B player to make contact. Pincer in from short. So 4Glory can be approached from anywhere. And the fact that they've entirely left long open is going to give SKADE a lot of space, but that also might work against them since there's an AWP waiting on the side of it.
Yeah, it's clearly a little dangerous, but Rainwalker... Wait, what? Evan
Question mark?
gets the kill, but Rainwalker just doesn't react. Surely that's a timeout. He looked away. Was he picking his nose? That's a common mistake. But yeah. Oh, Kinder already getting
Oh,
through
no,
long.
that is so disgusting. He just does it with an M4A1S of all things. And D, he's missed a very important shot, but at least Kindo's able to recapitalize. Dennis Law, AK connected. Two very unhealthy players that he has to deal with. Okay, first one's in the bag. Maybe he can still get it done. Looking around the smoke for one. Sereni, he's got full HP. Oh no, that was a 3 versus 1. That wasn't supposed to be given up. Kindo did so much off of it. And Dennis Law, he's gotten the bomb down. Oven moving in from ramp. Does he check it? Dennis Law's not looking at the right angle. Does Oven get the drop? Yes, he does. He's missed a few shots, but eventually converts for glory.
That was
They're
a little
just
bit
doing
close.
a stellar job, man.
Yeah, they got a little bit close.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say that just got a little bit too close. Just a little bit, you know. Kindo, great round. Gets 3 that round. But D, like, he missed a vital shot, but it was also a very easy shot. Like, that really shouldn't be a shot he should be missing, no?
You also have to consider that if D didn't hit that shot, D didn't hit that shot. If Kindo wasn't immediately able to recover from that, that round would have been over. It wouldn't have been that 3 versus 1. There was already very little HP on the players to begin with. And I think SKADE would have come out on top in that regard. And the fact that SKADE is going for a tactical pause, this gives us an idea of what's going through their minds. This is so troublesome if you're in their shoes.
Yeah, I mean, they're 5 rounds down, and they have to, like, the rounds have been somewhat close. Like, they haven't, there's been the odd round, like, especially that last round where it was very winnable. And I think Dennis Law's been looking quite dangerous in these clutch positions. Like, he hasn't done a huge amount outside of those clutch positions, but as soon as he gets put into a 1vx, he just becomes a different man. But that's all been with an AK. So I'm intrigued to see what he's like now with an AWP in his hand. He has got one, but not going to be much utility. He's only probably going to have a smoke and a flash and a technical pause coming out. I assume, you know, online CS, someone's watching Netflix in their house and the Wi-Fi has just decided not to work. Common mistake. Happens all the time.
Is there something you'd like to see SKADE do differently?
Win rounds?
Oh, yeah, just a good old... You know, like, imagine paying millions of dollars for a coach that is guaranteed to make your team win. You head on to the major, you're in the qualifiers, you're actually at the final stage at this point. You finally start using that coach, and he's like, yeah, well, you know, like, winning rounds for a change could be good. Like, you know, just throw in a few more rounds, get to 16 at least.
I think especially like the rounds we've seen them lose is that they've committed so many players towards long, and they haven't really been looking. It's happened a couple times now, and especially that round before where like they had people come up short, but you know they're always committing 3-4 players to that long position and just kind of neglecting the other parts of the map. And the only time we've really seen them go towards tunnels was that, and the B site is when they went for that B rush, which just ended abysmally. Like throwing in a mid to B, and you know, making it so that 4Glory are afraid of something else that's not long. Just, you know, a mid to B would, it's a very, yeah, that would be great around like this, you know, just not yet. Just keeping 4Glory on their feet a little bit and not allowing them to be too comfortable. And they're doing exactly that, to be honest. They're going towards the B bomb site, but the problem is that it's like they're committing. Like you can see already, they've got 4 players here. It looks like they're already going to be committing. Oh, that nade's going to do damage. Well, only does a little bit, but
look at how scared they are. Look at the side of SKADE. The fact that they're unwilling to immediately step onto mid, that means they don't have any information on mid. They don't have any information on catwalk, just by virtue of Dust 2 being such a difficult map for the T side to play. And they're already going to be running the timer down to about a minute before they even get the first contact. So with very little information being given up, long not being contested, mid taking forever to clear out, 4Glory, they can feel very comfortable in their gaming chairs right now. You know what? When they do eventually end up heading on to the bomb site, D has some very important shots to hit.
Oh yeah, we need, like, this is definitely a round, because I think they are looking to, you know, they're showing mid presence, but it does ultimately seem like they will be going towards the A bomb site. I think maybe seeing Rainwalker for a flash or two towards the B bomb site, but oh, what a smoke coming out from D. That's going to stop them right in their tracks. That's going to disperse with about 20 seconds left on the board. But I think SKADE are going to completely ignore that smoke and go through it, which could be their demise. D, oh, never mind. They're going towards mid. They're faking towards A. And you can see the rotate coming in from Collins, looking mid, but see them jumping towards the B bomb sites.
This cannot be good at all because there's 3 players ready and waiting. Oven, first kill collected, but Sereni's quickly been traded out. Oven, second headshot. They're flashed out completely, but he still cannot connect. Takes a little bit too long to react. And D and Kindo now have to go through a 2 versus 3. Digits quickly being punched in. Kindo returning to the fray through lower tunnels, and as Dennis Law peeks in, perhaps he can find that first shot. And I don't think Indo expects this. Yeah, just having the barrel up to your head, no chance that he gets it. But how does 4Glory end up losing that with the first kill, with Sereni having info, with Collins being on the rotate, with Collins spotting them out on mid, and very little time? I have no idea.
I think it was the fact that, so Ships actually took down Collins towards mid. And I think that was it. As soon as Collins died, I think that was when it got a bit ropey. And we see Avin getting 2 kills, but we don't see Sereni actually picking up a single kill towards the B bomb site. And I think it's just that, like, yeah, I honestly, I would say that Ships just killing Collins there closes the round out. Avin did a great job. He got 2 kills. He stayed alive for so long. I think he also tagged 1 down to pretty much tickle damage. But the fact that the CT side, yeah, this is really good from Avin here. He gets the first, gets the second, tags as well down, and then, but just no one else on the side of 4Glory step up to the play. And we just saw 4Glory win 5 rounds in a row pretty much, and they're on Deagle MP9s for masses.
Just not enough money being saved by 4Glory to comfortably play the rest of this half. But with what we've seen before, just the fact that Kindo was able to get kills like that and their individual firepower often coming to light, I still have some hopes for them. But look at how SKADE are managing to move up long now. When do they get contested? And does D finally start to hit shots?
Yeah, we really need him to hit some shots here.
Oh, I don't think they know how to counter this at all. Flashbang is there. That's going to buy them some time. And I think SKADE are feeling a little bit lost as well, because not only do they have to deal with the players potentially coming out of the smoke, they also have to worry about the smoke. They have to worry about the AWP. And okay, that's very important. Kaluber being able to get that frag. They also spot out the boost. Yeah, just all the kills going the side of SKADE. Not much that 4Glory can do after they botch a couple of kills, but had that not happened, I think 4Glory did an excellent job at setting up for the retake, even if they didn't get it.
This is a classic one of, like, these past 2 rounds of just like, what went wrong? Like, it was all looking so good, and then it all went so badly so quickly. I think we really need to see D hitting some shots. Like, he's had a very underwhelming performance so far in this whole series, and maybe it's just an off day for him, but like, he gets the first pick there, then gets picked off towards short, and it's like, he was the first kill on the, like, on the 4Glory side. He got picked off first, and as soon as he got picked off, it just, you know, it just all went downhill from there. Yeah, he gets picked off here midair with his knife out pretty much, and as soon as he dies, it just goes downhill. It gets from bad to worse very quickly.
I was actually expecting 4Glory to have an even more of a ramp to play off of, but wait, we're going to have to hold that thought because SKADE, they want to get down and dirty immediately. That smoke is going to completely obstruct any vision that Alvin had, and with the B side being left barren, that FAMAS cannot be put to use. But what I was saying here, Fred, is that I was expecting 4Glory to have a bit more of a ramp, and if they could have played off of that, then you would see them heading into the T side with enough of a cushion that even playing a sloppy T side would work. But SKADE managing to nearly bring it to the equalizer now suggests to me that when they eventually do get to the CT side, it's going to be a bloodbath. This is their map pick. It's something that they're super, super comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, completely. I think 4Glory had a good start, and they just like they can't stop there. They really have to continue pushing forward, and they have to continue extending their lead on the CT side because, yeah, SKADE have picked into this for a reason. I feel like we're going to see them out on the CT side, and we're going to see something special. We're going to see like their good setups coming out, and that's going to be something that 4Glory I feel like can be quite scared about. So yeah, they are 2 rounds away. 4Glory, they will have a buy coming into this round, and we've got people, saving armor, Sereni, Kit, and armor, so he will be able to buy into this next round quite comfortably. The AWP's gonna be coming out from D, but I'm not gonna lie, I see that AWP, and it just doesn't fill me with any anything really.
Joy, or there's just none of it, right?
Yeah.
Because normally when the AWP finally comes out, you're expecting one of two things. You are expecting initiative, or even if you're expecting passivity, you're expecting one man to be able to hold down an entire site, but that's not happening. And SKADE, they're continually going for their bread and butter play where they head over towards the B bomb site and play off of that. But this time, they're not going to be rushing in right away. Does D get spotted? Oh, Sereni, freebie coming his way. Second kill not connected, but Ships is able to capitalize immediately. Now the smokes are being lined up. Oven is going to have a huge responsibility on his hands as the flashes start to roll in. He's going to deploy one of his own as well, but the kills simply won't go. Oh, no, Rainwaker, Ships, you've killed your own teammate. It's a bit unfortunate, but at least they can get onto the site. The question of whether or not the retake will come through is still one that needs to be answered.
Oh, it's a very nice boost. But Denislaw on the flank, kills D in the back, puts down the AWP. Kindo and Collins left in a very hard position, stuck between a rock and a hard place, being tagged by Denislaw, and they're just running into the meat grinders point. Kindo, 20 HP, 1v3 situation. There's not much he can really do about that. And I want, again, D, he misses a shot, and yeah, Kindo gets that kill, but if D had hit that first shot, Kindo wouldn't have had to expose himself to get that first kill, and Ships probably wouldn't kill them. So it's it goes back to the point of if D just hit his shot, we wouldn't be in this position.
Just so many shots that we're seeing being missed by D. And now the op's finally been passed over to Sereni. Can he make something of it? We're about to find out. 4Glory, they're quickly repositioning themselves. The problem is that Sereni's not really in a position where he can be enabled. So if he's looking down mid, he's not going to get sight into T-spawn. He's not pushing up. Now he finally starts to rotate. And with the boost, potentially he gets a better chance at doing it. Denislaw, oh, is there a head? Finally peeks out. Nice shot from him. Love how much awareness he had, but Duplicate is no slouch. Quickly rips a head apart, but the AWP, it's a sword that's being passed through generations. King Arthur will start to swing his massive AWP, but he only gets one. Now they're headed over to the A site with 50 seconds to spare.
Sorry, I do love the fact that Sereni and Kindo have got more AWP kills than D in one round, and D has gotten a couple, but just like that, Ships comes on the flank, takes down Collins, takes down D, and makes a round that may have got a little bit close, a little bit safer. Avin taken down as well by Kluber, and it evens up the scoreline. Denislaw, he did get taken down that round, but he is someone that has really been impressed with me so far. He's sitting this round as well on 15 grand. He's sitting very comfortably, and yeah, what a shot from Sereni there. They really had the awareness of exactly where Denislaw is going to be. And Ships as well, he's equally bringing the momentum. Ships and Denislaw were two players on the SKADE side who were doing very well last game, and they've brought that momentum back over. Collins had a really good start. I think he went something like 8-2, 8-3, but hasn't really, you can see he's going 8-8 now, hasn't been able to continue that momentum, whereas players like Avin and Sereni, we've seen them step up to the plate alongside Kindo, and hopefully 4Glory can make this map a little bit more competitive and not let SKADE run away from it, because SKADE, they've picked up 5 in a row now. They have, yeah. So this is looking a little bit dangerous for 4Glory and very reminiscent of last game. This is exactly kind of what last map was, right? 4Glory, good start, and then SKADE just clawing it back. And winning the half, and we might see that again this game.
It's a bit unfortunate to see because, you know, we had our hats on. We were conducting the we're conducting the 4Glory hype train, but it seems like it's kind of run out of coal, right? It's a bit of a steam engine right now, and it's running low on fuel. Let's see if that can be rejuvenated. Do we make a stop to refuel? D? Okay, he finally hits a very important shot. And of course you let out a yes of glee because you know it was very important. Collins, he gets a headshot as well. So 4Glory, they might just be back in the driver's seat. The choo-choos are still on if they can convert. Kaluber rotating in from lower tunnels. There's two members waiting to receive them on the B site. And even if this is a pincer, this is very favorable for 4Glory. How quickly do they call in the reinforcements, though? That is my question.
I think the problem is, though, is that you see Dennis Law towards the mid-angle. He's got the ult, but he's been everywhere around the map, and this is very important. Because if anyone makes a misstep, Dennis Law's going to be taking them out. He's going to be holding the rotates. The utility's coming in, but I think the T-sides are waiting for the rotate. So, Dennis Law, but he's been spotted out now. Serini, or awkward angle, does survive, but gets taken down. Avin gets one. Does he get a second? Gets a second, but Dennis Law on mid proves very useful. Gets two. Volleys out Avin. USP comes out.
Oh, that was nearly it.
Takes him down, and yeah, I was gonna they knew he was mid, but he still then gets the 2A rotates, and that's what SKADE wanted. They were slowing down the play a little bit. They used the utility towards the B bomb site, so Dennis Law in mid could, you know, abuse those rotations, which he did. Gets 4 in the round, and it was looking so good for 4Glory. You know, they had a really nice setup. D gets the first pick. He drops down. They're not going to expect Colin in the exact same position that D was just in, but 4Glory, they fail at the last stab, and Avin again on the B bomb site, just proving so impactful, getting 2 kills and almost winning the 1v1 to give him 3 in the round and give 4Glory 7th. But alas, SKADE, they have the advantage for the first time in this game, apart from Pistol, and put 4Glory very much on the back foot.
Look at how dangerous this is, though. This is the calm before the storm. If SKADE eventually make their way onto the A site, we're about to see unprecedented chaos. Molotov is going to make sure that D can be part of the action, but now things are about to cook up. Oven, he's the first of the ingredients. They're quickly going to be whittled to pieces, but Kindo immediately responds with an M4 kill of his own. He's done incredible work, but it all comes down to Colin. Does he get spotted? Yep, Kaluber's going to step on his head and take him away. 8-6, SKADE, they've guaranteed that halftime victory, and now they're looking for bonuses.
Yeah, I also want to point out the fact that on SKADE, you've got players like Duplicate and Rainwalker, which have 7 kills combined. Kluber, Dennistor, and Ships are just having really good games around right now. Ships has been a bit of like a silent warrior. I think he's been critical, but like his kills haven't been the flashy one. Whereas if you look at someone like Dennistor, for instance, he's been just incredible this game. He's definitely my MVP of this map so far, and hopefully he can continue. As I say that, does get tagged down to 20 HP by the AWP of D. And wow, Sereni pushed up mid, takes down Kluber, and very good starts the round. Avin as well, doubling up and getting another one, but Duplicate does take down Sereni, and, you know, brings it a little bit back towards the SKADE side. We've seen 4Glory in this position before. The only thing now is, can they continue this momentum?
You have to keep in mind that it's been ages since 4Glory have put a round on the board. But if they can do just that one more time, okay, the Shadow is going to betray Dennis Law. Rainwaker as well, but at least he can capitalize on the mistakes of his fallen comrade, now being brought down to a 2 versus 2. This shouldn't have happened at all, Fred. It was a 4 versus 2. It was a 4 versus 2 at some point. You would expect him to back off, but no. See? You've got to hit the shot now, buddy. Is smoke deployed? Bomb passed over? They're not even willing to show a pixel here. Playing it very carefully, Oven is getting ready with a Molotov of his own to try to coax them out of a very advantageous position, heading straight through the flames. Duplicate ducking down to hide his head. But this is where the action starts to brew. Does D finally catch an elbow? Yes, he does. Speaking out of the car, though, Rainwaker, he's landing some nice shots, but he cannot land enough of them. 4Glory, at least they get the final round and bring it as close to a half as possible.
However, they did just lose 7 rounds in a row. Like that is really bad if you're on the 4Glory side. Like you at least claw it back, and this is, as I said, very reminiscent of last game. We are literally in the exact same position. You know, 4Glory had an early start, crumbled a little bit. SKADE picked it up, ended up winning this half 8-7. And yeah, D looking like he's getting a little back into it in this half. But I like that from SKADE. You know, they throw that smoke for the cross, not for the player to cross, but for the bomb. That's a good idea, and it's just like it's good counter strike. You like to see that. But we're onto the second half now, and it's gonna be very interesting. This is where it comes down to it. Can SKADE finish it off and push us onto a third map of Ancient, or can 4Glory on the T side just finish it now and make it to the semifinals and play Blue Jays?
Dennis Law and Duplicate, man, they're just... This is very similar to how 4Glory did it on their own pistol round.
Right? So, yeah. Dennis Law wants to win.
Yeah, like shocker, right? I mean, he's going 17-8 right now. He wants to win. Wow, what a surprise.
Also, like, nice shots as well. Like, this is crisp, that is.
Ouchie.
That's incredible. He's owned them.
Honestly, man, with how one-sided Dust2 can often be now on the CT side, I don't have too many hopes for 4Glory to be able to close it out. But there's still Ancient to go. I know I sound like a bit of a Debbie Downer right now, but I think for 4Glory to be able to close this out, they needed much more of a lead.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I think especially with how their half started, and like it was quite dominant as well, and it was looking good, and then SKADE just took it away. But still, the gun round coming out now, and this is where it matters now. 4Glory really have to prove themselves. D on the glass cannon. We really need to see him step up, and someone like Collins as well has got a little bit quiet. Avon been very impressive. Ooh, D does spot them out, does get Dennis Law. That is a huge pick, especially to take down Dennis Law. That is really good stuff for 4Glory. Collins getting pushed down and does get taken down. Duplicate as well, getting another. That is really bad for 4Glory. SKADE in a very good position. It went just, 360. 4Glory good position. SKADE went, we're going to bring it back. Take down 2. Avon, oh, he might have heard Duplicate jump up. I'm not sure. He's edging into his crosshair and takes him down. What a shot from Avon. And bringing it into a 3-3, taking the B bomb site. But the bomb is towards D on long. And I think this might be the play from 4Glory. They've put some presence towards B, and then now they're walking out towards long, with the closest player is Kluber on short. But SKADE are starting to realize you've got ships starting to rotate off as well. Rainwalker following in pursuit. And yeah, I think SKADE are starting to realize that 4Glory are not coming towards the B bomb site. And yeah, 4Glory, they took a little bit too long, Ships pushing in towards underpass. In about a couple seconds, he's going to have full information that 4Glory are going towards the A bomb site. And Kluber on the short position. Rainwater and CT. This could get a little bit dangerous. D walking in and misses the shot. Rainwalker take him down. Kindo trades out, but Kluber drops him. Avon left in mid does take down Avon, but oh yeah, shit just runs into Kluber's crosshair. 4Glory losing a round where they get the early man advantage. That is really not good from them. But SKADE getting their 11th round, 3 rounds on the board in a row on their CT side. This is very good for them to be taking the second map.
Predictions. I'm probably going to say that SKADE completely have a landslide victory here, because as soon as the sides have been switched, SKADE look a bit different. Now, it's not just, obviously you are going to think, okay, these have been throwaway rounds, 4Glory wasn't really expected to have too much of a performance on them, but just being on the CT side, I think it's going to really overpower SKADE. Oh no, that MP9 is going to make it even worse. Tech 9 doesn't really work out in their favor, and the damage is being inflicted all in the favor of SKADE.
Yeah, saying just bad to worse for the 4Glory side. You know, Ships gets away with 3 kills with the SMG as well. Just building that bank, you know. So 5.3k already. Rainwalker taking down Kindo. And, oh, this is not looking good for SKADE. Wait, this is not looking good for 4Glory. It's looking very good for SKADE, rather. And, yeah, I think this will be a full buy. We're going to see D on the AWP. Hopefully. Hopefully he can get a little bit done more, a little bit more done. You know, he got the first pick in the round before, but then his team just crumbled around him. And yeah, good round from Ships here. Stayed alive, somehow got 3. I don't quite know how, to be honest, but it was against blocks with no armor, so that does help a little bit. Yeah. 4Glory going towards the B-bomb site, just taking some early control towards lower. And I like this. It's a very different, you know, they're playing very different T-side to what SKADE was playing. Because SKADE were very heavy long and went B a couple times, but not too much. And I feel like 4Glory, they're kind of the opposite right now.
The problem I see over here is that D had the opportunity to be very impactful on the CT side. But we didn't get to see that at all. You think that's going to change on the terrorist side? Probably not.
I think it would have already changed if it was going to change. Like, we would have already seen something, but we haven't. That's the problem.
And it's even more problematic because you can see that 4Glory actually got all this way without Collins dropping yet another 40 bomb. I think if he had another standout performance like he did before, it would have been... it could have been another landslide for 4Glory, but now some of the action will be directed towards long, and Duplicate is way too pincered over towards Spit. Not a question mark? How does he even get away with a kill in that instance? Okay. Likes to keep things exciting, but so will Denislaw as he quickly picks up 2. Collins, yeah, no chance that he gets up to any of those 40 bomb shenanigans once more. Only 3 rounds in between them and the checkered flag, as SKADE continue to power on through.
Yeah, but as you said, so Collins hasn't had that stand-up performance. And I was saying this before the map started, is that like if he replicated that, fair enough, incredible, he's a god. But he hasn't, and 4Glory, you know, Advin has stepped up a little bit. I think he's had a really good game so far. But like, it's not a 40 bomb type game. Like the other people on the team need to step up and kind of like fill Collins' shoes, because Collins is still having not good game, but he's still doing well. Like he's not playing awfully, but the other team the rest of his team needs to step up. And honestly, I just don't get how Duplicate gets a kill there. Like, he's in the flames, he's got 2 people wearing down on him, and he still manages to get a kill. That I think just sums up the whole game, to be honest.
Ships once again exploring lower tunnels, trying to get some early damage going. I think 4Glory might have actually already discounted this game in their heads. You know, they're starting to think they're done. Maybe just hop on over to Ancient. That's probably the way to go, but ooh, nice little shot onto Denislaw. Okay, that could have been a bit more meaningful, but he runs away with his life regardless. Efforts being directed towards short now, as SKADE have 2 players. And this side has a duo. Nicely placed Molotov. That's also going to net them some information.
Yeah,
I think it might have actually been a bit too early.
Maybe. The nade's going to be coming down. That nade's going to do a lot of damage. Takes down Kindo and drops everyone. And another nade coming down. Doesn't do as much damage, but Kluber just running into his crosshair. Gets the 3rd. Doesn't get the 4th. Gets absolutely domed by Collins. You know, we've seen him with star performances. He needs to get 3 more kills to win this round. I find it very unlucky. Bomb is not even on his back. It's dropped towards... Is that in short or on CT? I can't quite tell, but this is looking very, very, very difficult for him. 20 HP. And gets peeked out by Duplicate. Really good round there from Kluber. You know, very like the molly. Yeah, I don't quite know. With that, it was good time, but could he have saved it a little bit longer? But the nade absolutely it kills Kindo and deals probably about 200 damage as well. Really well timed nade. Gets 2 more with his rifle, and yeah, 4Glory. It's just not looking good for them.
With only a couple rounds as a buffer, I really have no expectations right now, man. And what really rubs me the wrong way is also that Ancient is a very AWP heavy map. You know, being able to play those passive angles and get so much information off of it. Oh, I'm going to have to hold that thought before I go into a tangent, because right now, 4Glory, they are getting a dent in. Duplicate, very nicely placed nade, is going to put Sereni out of commission, but now the bomb starts to go down. One-way smoke being lined up by D. Does he finally start to hit shots? Duplicate moving in. Gets caught out by Kendo. And it only leaves Denislaw and Rainwaker to try to fend themselves off. And one of them is already trying to make sure that that AWP is put to good use in that next round. But what I was going to say is that if we're not seeing D step up, I have very little faith that Ancient is going to go any differently. Simply because of how important it is to be able to hold down mid, hold down those tricky shots, which D has demonstrated he's not able to hit, at least not in the series.
Yeah, it just depends how... I think on the T side, you don't necessarily need the AWP, but especially on CT on Ancient, having the AWP, like, really anywhere on the map, I feel like does a lot of damage. So, we did see Sereni pick up the AWP a little bit, especially, I think, on the second AWP on the Inferno game. So, it'll be interesting if he picks it up somewhere else on the map. But, you know, never know. We might see D step up, if it even makes the last map, though, because we still do have a little bit, you know, we have a little bit left here. 4Glory did get, that was a very good round from them. Denislaw does say the AWP for the next round, though, and that's going to become very impactful, I'm sure. And this is 5 towards the B bomb site already. And it's only right now Rainwalker just there to give any response. Ships is rotating in, but Rainwalker has already used the majority of his utility. So this full execute, it looks like will be coming in from 4Glory, could absolutely obliterate them. Ships does come on to the B bomb site, but the flash is raining in. Ships fully blind. Sereni takes him down. Rainwalker, oh, he's just getting destroyed. Gets run down by Kindo. And just like that, 4Glory have taken the B bomb site, and it looks like they'll be taking this round because SKADE are already saving.
Do you think 4Glory can actually start to claw their way back into it? Do you think there's enough of a ramp? Because I started to think that maybe that 2-round buffer wasn't going to be enough. And mind you, that's still my opinion.
I don't know.
There's
a
chance.
Yeah, there is a chance. I think the one thing with Counter-Strike, which is unlike even most esports and traditional sports, is that like you can literally take every round. You should just take it round by round. Realistically, maybe not realistically, but you can reset very easily and you can go into the next round completely fresh. And 4Glory, you know, there's not even that they will have to win 6 rounds in a row to even confirm overtime, 7 if they want to make the win. But I think it's possible. They've had 2 rounds on the trot now. SKADE, they did save 3 players last round, so they're going to have a healthy bye. But if they lose this round, it's going to start getting a little bit ropey for them. And 4Glory, they will be picking up a little bit of momentum. I don't want to curse anything yet, but I'm hopeful. We can see, you know, they are looking to do the exact same thing again. And it's a very different format, though, from the CTs, though. They're taking a very different position. They've got Ships close left, Rainwalker close right, and we'll see if they can defend against this 4Glory take.
Now, this is super heavy on short. Oh, but that flash isn't going to give them too much information. I like that Kaluber is able to spot out at least a player, so it allows him to mentally be ready, just have his... Oh, okay. At least the insurance policy in the form of duplicates saves him, saves his posterior there, but... see if that can carry through. 4Glory now heading over towards B. They've only got 1 man to pincer. Most of the meat and potatoes of this push is going to come through mid. Rainwaker quickly puts Collins in the grave. Kindo starting to follow through. Ships is not able to connect enough bullets to lead it into a kill, and it's going to be a 2 versus 2 retake as the bomb starts going down.
The flash coming through, Molly coming through. I'm not sure there's going to be much that's, you know, SKADE are getting pushed out, but Dennis Law does get a pick. Kindo pushes through the window position in a 1v1 versus Dennis Law. Dennis Law at 23-9 is looking very dangerous. Kindo dancing around the door. I think Dennis Law knows where he is. Oh, they peek cover out. Kindo swings into him a little bit messy, but does take the round and gives 4Glory their fourth, putting SKADE in now a very, I would say, unfortunate position, but they do have a lot of money. They will have a buy coming into this next round, and I like that from 4Glory. I think that is the first time this whole game we've seen a mid to B. I think that is the first time this whole round, this whole game. You know, SKADE, they never did that on their T side, and Kindo really good. That was a 2v1 actually, I think, in the end. He gets that first kill right after Dennis Law gets his kill, and yeah, really good round from him. Kindo keeping that momentum and running straight out of long. We might not actually even be seeing a third map. 4Glory are looking quite strong right now. You know, they are grouping up to go towards long. Execute coming in. Smokes haven't come down yet, but they're taking it slowly. Molly towards car, shifting up, but the AWP on Dennis Law could prove to be very tragic for them. They're going to need a very good flash. Flash is coming in. Oh no, that's a smoke. Sorry, my bad. D will have the flashes though, but Kindo just peeks behind the smoke. Dennis Law sitting on top of default box takes him down, and Collins looking to avenge his fallen teammate. Does realize where Dennis Law is. Molly is going towards his feet, but Dennis Law repositions very effectively, and this is looking very dangerous for 4Glory. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if they're going to be able to take this round. The utility is just relentless from SKADE, but it is running dry. And 4Glory biding their time. 30 seconds left on the clock. Jump up, but Dennis Law reads the play. Bomb dropped. SKADE are going to know for sure that 4Glory are here now. Molly going in towards Dennis Law's position. He's sitting in the flames and just chooses to burn.
What?
Fair enough. Collins peeking out. Doesn't get a kill. Very needed kill there. 2v2 all of a sudden, though. Avin and D pairing up one each. Ships just jumping with the Mag 7, seeing what he can get. Push through smoke. D gets one. Gets dropped, but Avin swings around and gets
nice
Rainwalker.
shot.
What a nice shot. And gives 4Glory their 11. Avin having a great game.
Not only is that the 11th round, it's also the subsequent round that they can build up now, because 4Glory, they've got the money, they've managed to step on SKADE for just a little while longer, and they've brought the game close enough where now I'm starting to feel like it's reminiscent of Inferno. Remember how they brought it back? Remember how they took it to overtime? And remember how they completely stomped them 19-15 within those MR3 rounds? Yeah, I think there's still a reasonable chance it happens again. SKADE, once again, they've got ships in lower tunnel duty. Rainwaker to defend the bomb site itself, but they've only got Deagles all across the board.
I mean, the Deagles can be dangerous close range. Exactly, chips is close to the 5-7, gets one, thinks through the wall, swings out, but Collins does finally take him down. And just like that, Duplicate also gets two incredible shots from him. 4Glory, the round's barely started, and they've got two players alive. Bomb down towards lower tunnels. Duplicate, he's feeling himself. Is he going to get more? They're going to be walking straight back into him, but never mind. He does fall back a little bit towards short. And wow. This is, you were saying, they've just got Deagles, but these Deagles, they're deadly, very dangerous, and wow, SKADE, 4 versus 2, this can't be the round they win.
It'll be so disappointing if 4Glory, they come all this way. You know, I hyped them up quite a bit there, Fred. I started talking about how they're going to get that comeback, thwart them in overtime, yada, yada, yada. And while I'm out here writing these massive stories, oh, is there a chance? Molotov to coax one out of position.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, yeah. Probably not the best idea to nudge a line while sleeping. 15-11, and SKADE, now they're looking to progress on over to Ancient.
No way is that the round they win. Like, as well, the fact that Rainwalker literally gets a molly to his feet, and while he's in the flames, still gets another shot. Yeah, Ships gets the first kill, and dinks him as well, but, like, 8 HP. Duplicate, really nice shots here. And then Rainwalker, yeah, like he's in the flames and just domes Avid and then doubles down with Danislaw to get the second onto D. And yeah, because also with 4Glory, they won 2 1v1s in a row. And I'm pretty sure the round before those 2 1v1s was also quite a rough round. So they're coming into this. They've won 4 in a row, but they're skint. They've got no money. D will be getting out an orb. Not going to be much util. Sereni, Ona Galil, Collins, I don't know what gun's going to be in store for him, but either an AK or Galil. But yeah, if they lose this round, the map's over. But if they're going to win this round, they need to win it cleanly as well. D peeking towards mid does spot out the jumping CT, but to no avail.
You know what? It's still not entirely out of their reach.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it's possible, but it's going to be very, very difficult.
So what 4Glory have been consistently doing better than SKADE is that they've gotten mid control. That's why their T side hasn't looked too shaky. But actually coming down to the sites and winning aim duels, that's not really been their cup of tea.
Yeah, I agree.
Heading on to Longbow, nice flashbang. Should get them some comfort, and Kaluber will be able to get one in the grave before he eventually falls. And D, he's starting to make a bit of a dent. That op being put to good use, that magic finally coming out. Maybe that's the difference maker. I mean, it had to be the difference maker. That's the thing we were chiming on about with the entirety of the pregame and the first map. And with Collins also being very impactful towards short, now this round is all but gone for the side of SKADE. Duplicate, no chance that he can hit 2 targets at once. No bullet splitting, matrix shenanigans will be happening. And with Rainwaker being the only member remaining on his squad, 12 is as good as guaranteed.
Of all the rounds to D to step up and get probably the first triple kill of the series, that is the round. And we also saw, I think it got a little bit lost because we were so focused on that long interaction, but Sereni, I think, pushed up short and was on the A-bomb site for a very long period of time. And then Collins pushed through the smoke and took down someone towards short. And yeah, that was a very strange round. But D, overall, if there's a round to ever step up, that was it. And hopefully maybe he can continue this, because if I think, they've still got a long way to go. SKADE, their money isn't looking too great right now, but 4Glory keeping 4 alive here is incredible. That is exactly what they need. They can securely buy into the next round, and I think that was the worry, where even if they won this round, if they did it with 1 or 2 players alive, they wouldn't have been able to get a proper buy-in again. But here we can see Kinder will be dropped over an AK, and it'll be looking like good days. Yeah, Kluber gets his first, and I was a bit worried. The D just has a good round. He gets some 4, gets 3. Collins gets ships walking through smoke, and yeah, D he triples down, killing Duplicate, and maybe that's a sign.
2 rounds to go, very reminiscent of Inferno. And 4Glory, they will go balls to the wall. Flashbangs out. D, that op, it's finally working. Whatever was lodged in that barrel, it's finally been unstuck. We can finally see it fire away and actually have an impact. But Oven, okay, nice shot. No, he gets too much of a warning. And Rainwaker will be taking a few shots before he finally gets put to sleep. Danislaw had nearly showing, and it's enough pixels for Kindo to be able to spot Kaluber. Preemptive smoke, giving himself some space to navigate around that smoke. Now they're trying to coax him out. Doesn't flick over fast enough in time. And Rainwaker, way too far away from the action. Just wants to get that AK in that next round. But Kindo, is this a story we've seen before?
I'm getting some flashbacks right now. Just getting a few. Like, this is looking a little bit. This game right now is identical to the last one. Like, it's exactly the same. 4Glory, early lead, A7 half, and then SKADE, they come away early, they get match point, and then 4Glory decide, yeah, I'm gonna start playing now, and then win. Is that gonna be the same case? Because SKADE, they're gonna be forced onto another eco, forced by Deagle. It'll be Deagles. But we did see 4Glory fall to those Deagles, so I wouldn't count SKADE out just yet. But also, D, getting that opening pick, that's huge. We're seeing him come alive a little bit. D finishing off, taking down that AK, not letting Rain Walker bring it into the next round. And also, Avon going 1-for-1 there in B, huge. That is so huge. If he hadn't got a kill there, that would have been awful. That would have made the round a little bit more tenuous. And also, Collins just reading the play towards long as well. You know, like Kluber drops that smoke. And also, it's very unlucky Dennis Law there. I think, like, very narrowly, he just saw the rifle barrel of Collins around the corner, but then tucked, and then yeah, just about Kindo takes him down. But ooh, the Deagles, they're gonna be taking B very fast, but then as fast as they go in is as fast as they go out, and they're instantly leaving, not giving Avon any look in really. I think Avon, he heard some footsteps and was thinking, am I gonna get a new highlight reel? Are the ecos gonna run into me? But alas, they do not, and he does not get to pad his stats just yet.
These Deagles have been very dangerous before. Yeah, we don't want them to work again. But Kluber, he's playing up very close. And just not being able to hit that second shot. No chance that he gets a two-shot kill there. And this needs to be a throwaway round. The next round is where the action really will be. And you also have to consider that SKADE might not have a comfortable AWP. I think they get enough money on Dennis Law to be able to buy up the sniper, but there is going to be some utility sacrifice in the bag.
I'm not even sure they're going to have an AWP, to be honest.
How much loss bonus do they have? Do they have
I think they have full.
How many rounds in a row have they lost?
Quite a few now. It was 15 to 9, 15 to 10.
Yeah, but they also had a couple. Yeah, no, they only won one round, so yeah, the interruption couldn't have been enough. Yeah,
there we go. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah, just
Production.
like you see two chickens bumping heads, and you immediately, the cute little heart with the cursor. Love you too, Mr. Production.
This is why we love production.
Now, whether or not SKADE are going to have that kind of love for 4Glory to allow them to get to overtime, we're about to find out. But that is enough money for utility, op, everything in the bag. It's going to be a very exciting round. You know, I can't wait to see them at it.
Yeah, Chris shots as well from SKADE, but the AWP, I did just see it coming out on Dennis Law. So SKADE will have an AWP, but I don't think yet. I think, I was going to say they're sacrificing utility. They're only sacrificing a little bit, not that much. Oh, literally one bit of util on Dennis Law. So this is going to be, this round is where it all comes down to. 2 full buys. Can 4Glory take this and push it into the second overtime we're seeing today? This best of 3, it's just gone all the way so far. Like, I don't think we can have any more possible rounds, can we?
Yeah, just 2 overtime, potentially going to the second overtime in the second map. It's as close as it could be. And already 4Glory have had enough of a performance where they can be proud of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like regardless of what happens, I think they can still be proud and like happy of what's happened so far. Because they've done very well. They're playing against SKADE. It's a team that's 23rd in the world, and they're doing incredibly well so far, if I don't mind saying so myself.
Okay. Now, D really did step up in those last vestiges of the few rounds, but can he consistently keep doing that? That's the burning question. Kluber wants to run straight out of the smoke, but he's stuck. He can't find where he's looking, but he's managed to find himself a corner. He gets 3. Kluber has done way too much damage, and he's even picked up an AWP. All of 4Glory's hopes and dreams, they've been shattered. Oven, last man standing, and where for a second it looked troubling for Dick Kluber, where he couldn't find his way out of the smoke. It works out in his favor. They do not check that angle, and it is going to be GGWP 16 and 14, about as close as it could be. We do end up avoiding overtime, but that of course means that we head on over to map number 3, which is Ancient. Man, Fred, you know, you're face bombing, you're double face bombing, you're leaning back in your chair, and I'm sure that the players are as well, because they did such a splendid job at shutting down SKADE in so many of these instances. But finally, one little play, one individual play is what completely shatters them. So any thoughts on that?
It was more the fact that they hit him with a nade. Like, it must have got lost in, the translation and like all that type of stuff. But they hit him with a nade, and he still runs through. And because like that's an obvious play to make. Like that's not an unusual thing to do, to run through those CT smokes. And then he gets 3. Fair enough. Incredible play from him. He wins SKADE the map. Very close, but yeah, fair enough. Hats off to him. Very good play from Kluber. But it's just the fact that that's the way that 4Glory lose. Like, it was a good round. I like the fact that they were using mid to B, not something they used too much, and it just crumbles. And I mean, they're gonna really have. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have much. I don't think they're gonna be able to do much on Ancient. I said that going into Dust 2, and they proved me wrong. So hopefully they prove me wrong again, because this has been a banger of a series so far, and hopefully it can continue.
Especially with D finally stepping up, perhaps we can see some of that op magic come to life on Ancient. But you know what? We do still have yet another map to go. These have been 2 very close games, and we have tried our best to bring you the action. But we're going to be going on a short break, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with Ancient. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Heart Attack, the movie, as 4Glory and nearly shut down SKADE on map number 2 as well, but they kind of fall short. And with them not being able to close things out, now things have gotten scary. We're moving on to Ancient, It's Wild Deity, along with Fred, taking you through the action. So what are your thoughts, man, before we get on to Ancient?
Where do I even start? Like, but firstly, I think Kluber, really good round last round. He solidifies the win for SKADE, and we saw D picking up a little bit into the end at the end of that last map. So hopefully he can continue. I'm not too confident, to be honest. He's had a lot of question marks over his head today from both of us, and he hasn't really he's proved a little bit towards the end, but I'm still very skeptical, and I'll be interested to see how he, what he does next. And Collins, he had a bit of a quiet map on the second map on Dust 2. He started off strong, but couldn't really, push it all the way. So I think he's definitely someone we're gonna need to see to step up. Like he seems like he's a win condition in himself. But on the SKADE side, we saw the usual step up. Dennis Law and Ships had great games. Dennis Law in particular, he was outstanding with the AWP. He was everywhere. There were so many rounds where he was just all over the place. And it's like, if D isn't having a good day with the AWP, and if Dennis Law's having an even better day with the AWP, that's not a good place to be in.
Yeah, well, knives are going to start flying out as Chips, yeah, not a chance that he doesn't take this. He's just W all the way into Collins. Double left click, good enough for him to pick it up. And SKADE, they get their choice of side. Now, I'm curious as to whether or not SKADE can get a super landslide victory here, because, having your own side, playing a map you're kind of comfortable with, knowing that 4Glory probably didn't want to take it to Ancient to begin with. I've got high hopes for SKADE. But at the same time, I think 4Glory have just now created a lot of promise in the eyes of viewers.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. If you've watched since first round of Inferno, you're definitely just kind of thinking what does 4Glory really have? What more do they have to offer? Because I thought Dust 2 when they picked into that. Well, when SKADE picked into that, I was like, right, that's going to be 4Glory. They're not going to have a show in, and they so almost brought it overtime. So I'm really intrigued to see what 4Glory have to offer now. What do they have up their sleeve? And we're getting straight into pistol round. Small tactical pause. I think Avin disconnected for a wee bit, but we're going straight back into it. What do 4Glory have to offer? And I am so excited to see this. And hopefully they can provide and give us an even more. We've had 2 interesting maps. Why not make it 3? The Judy's already out. Kluber with the dual breast armor. It's off to a good start.
Yeah, 4 sets of Kevlar on the CT side, so you can already tell that they're heavily centered towards having an aim-heavy gameplay. And it's the same for 4Glory, just try to carve out duels, that's about it. Heading up mid, the first man to be in charge will be Ships, as he waits for their heads to pop into his crosshair, but before he can even do that, Rainwaker is going to be left alone in Donut, eventually taken away by Sereni, and it is a 1-for-1 trade, but they've also done a bit of damage on both sides of the spectrum, so Kluber, he's got a chance to be a hero in an action movie. He's got the dual Berettas out there, out to play. 2 kills for the man, but they're immediately recovered. Sereni and Avin, they're still looking to contest.
I did say that dual breasts were interesting. They very much replied to getting 2 kills. And this is a promising retake. No kit down. That's the only problem. They're going to have to speed up. Sereni and Avin dancing around the temple area and not quite cooking yet. Sereni getting dropped. Avin staying alive, taking down Dennis Law. All he has to do right now is just survive. Duplicate has no kit. Time is running down. Avin, I don't think he did enough. Yeah, I think... Oh, no, never mind. I'm wrong. For some reason, I couldn't... I assume I'd hear the sound, but I didn't. And SKADE, they do fail to take the pistol round. As soon as Kluber got those 2 kills, I thought that, that was going to be it. But really good round from Arvin and Sereni just to run down the time as much as possible and give 4Glory their first. And just a little bit of an advantage coming into this third map, not second map.
You also have to consider that SKADE started off on the CT side out of their own volition, so if they can't win the pistol round, if 4Glory can get some sort of a buffer heading onto the T side, it works really well for them. Now, whether or not they convert this into quite a few rounds, I'm not sure about that just yet, because SKADE have been so good at interrupting 4Glory's rounds, where like they did it in the previous maps last round. They got it. They were able to get to match point based off of that. And I think just a few mistakes from 4Glory led to them like not getting a 2-0 basically.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I think 4Glory are not as experienced, and it's down to their mistakes, not necessarily SKADE doing something good. But just as I was saying that, Duplicate looking to just tear them apart, but Kindo has he thinks otherwise, getting 2 kills, securing the B bomb site. But Dennis Law is very close, and with Kindo on 8 HP, it could get a little bit dangerous. Smoke and 4 flashes on the T side, definitely enough utility to, get onto that bomb site. But with the Deagles in hand, 3 rifles, it's only a matter of time, I think, before 4Glory end this round. Just got to be a bit careful that they don't overstep the mark. That is the one problem. These Deagles, these are very good players, very good aim. You don't want to give them an advantage. You don't want to give them an into the round by just walking into the crosshairs of the Deagles.
You know, with Kindo being so low, that's actually a very reasonable shot at them getting it, especially if they can get a headshot in or two. But Rainwaker and Denislaw, they've been careful. They haven't revealed their position just yet, but the bullets finally fly out. D quickly responds. Rainwaker, he misses some very important shots, but with how low he's gotten them, now it's all a matter of time. Rainwaker's trying to thread the needle. As they peek out, though, he's going to be overpowered, and 4Glory, although they take a lot of damage, they can finally, well, end up putting the round on the board.
Yeah, I think as much as they took damage there, they still took the round. I think that is the most important thing. The SKADE, they're going to be on an eco here. They're not going to bite up again. They're saving, 4Glory, they're saving 2 AKs. I feel like this is a good position to be in, especially on the T side of Ancient. I think I was, apart from yesterday when Astralis only got 5 rounds on their T side, I think it's pretty objective to say this is a very, very, very CC-sided map. So for 4Glory, we're very early stages, and we've seen this in both maps before. 4Glory having a good start, but not being able to, capitalize on that and bring the momentum into the later game. But hopefully, not being biased, but hopefully we can see 4Glory continue this momentum, or maybe we see SKADE stopping them in their tracks and just repeating themselves for the 3rd time in a row.
Duplicate on the receiving end. He's got the hand cannon. And now his information's been telegraphed. Yeah, it's got to be another throwaway. I don't expect SKADE to do too much off of this, but it is interesting. You mentioned that you'd hopefully like them to come out on top, and I share the same sentiment, because when you've got an underdog team like this, you really want to see the best of their potential. You want to see a team like SKADE struggle, and you're only biased if you're supporting the top dog. Let's be honest. If you're rooting for the underdog, you're a good guy.
Well, yeah, because I mean, SKADE were my favorites. I think if we did like a caster's pick of, before the tournament, who do we think are going to win? SKADE. They were straight away. I've said this every time. I think they're going to win the tournament. And I still kind of do. I still kind of think they might be taking 4Glory down here. But to see 4Glory very much the underdog doing this well is just, it's nice to see. I like seeing this. It makes me feel a little bit, a little bit warm inside. Ooh, bit shaky there. But yeah, 4Glory, they only lose 1 player, but there was a SMG on Serene. He had a Mac 10 in this round, so they're only really losing a Mac 10. So far, this is a very good half from 4Glory. We're only 3 rounds in. We're going into the 4th round. The AWP is already coming out for Denislaw, and if he can keep up his performance so far, that could be very dangerous, that AWP. Going towards the middle area, and they're already taking aggression. 4Glory going towards cave, just, speeding up a little bit, and they're going to be wrapping in towards mid, straight into the AWP of Denislaw, but Serenity takes them down, and that's the advantage, and the AWP dropped. They're not stopping there, going straight into Candles, flash coming in, Ships is there, don't think he sees anyone, does spot out Kindo, but don't think he realizes Serenity is as close, and they're hunting him down. They don't want him to survive. And Collins as well, taking down Duplicate from Connector. This is great from 4Glory.
I'm super scared for SKADE right now, man. 4Glory have done such a stellar job at nailing the basics, and they're doing it on Ancient, by the way. They're doing it on the terrorist side as well. If you're a SKADE fan, I think the fan favorite is being given a run for its money. But now 4Glory heading on to A. And with only 40 seconds remaining, SKADE there desperately looking to have a bot smoke. Could this be a chance? No, I love how Collins preemptively sprays at it, but Kaluber's done a very good job at intercepting. Sereni eventually puts him out of commission, however, and that only leaves Rainwaker and Chips in the bag.
Yeah, really good round from 4Glory. And Avin's right. Oh, right. Unlucky. Rainwalker taking him down. Unlucky Avin. Nice try. See you later. Next round. But a little bit, you know, it would be good to see the rifle coming out of SKADE's hand, but I feel like regardless, next round they're going to be on the Deagles, and if this is very reminiscent, may I add. This is exactly how all three maps have started off. Is it going to be exactly the same? If it is, I think I'm going to cry. Like, we can't be seeing, it's going to be cursed. It can't be real if it happens, you know. 4Glory, get to 5 rounds, get to 4 rounds, and then bottle it.
It's actually going to be a nightmare if 4Glory can continue to power through on SKADE. They've shown us all the signs of promise, and I like how they've managed to convince us, they've managed to prove us wrong in both of these maps, and they're doing it on the third one again, so really impressive stuff from 4Glory, and being brought down to these AKs, Rainwaker and Chips are not going to have a grand old time trying to play the hero here. The Eagles to supplement. Maybe they want to use that last flashbang very wisely. You know, Rainwaker, he needs to enable one of these players to rush out of a smoke or something of that sort. 4Glory heading on to the B side, and they've picked the right avenue of approach because they only have Denislaw defending the B side, and he's shuddering as he holds on to a P250. It's nearly falling out of his hands of the panic. Let's see if he can connect. Oh, nice shot. He's also managed to get the bomb down, so at least that stops them in their tracks for just a little while longer, which allows Rainwaker to reposition. Right? Doesn't connect. Collins eventually takes him away with the MAC-10, and it's going to be a 2 versus 3 as SKADE try to retake.
Yeah, I think this is a good round so far from 4Glory. Dropping 2 players, not worst case scenario, but I think SKADE here, I don't think they're looking, it would be impressive they win. They're just looking to do damage here, take some guns out of 4Glory's hands, and D being tagged down with the AWP and being finished off by Kluber. Bomb is ticking Collins towards Temple with the MAC-10, still looking very dangerous. Spots out both of them. Tries to drop the rifle first. Good kill priority. Kluber doesn't pick up the AK, and it spins around, doesn't quite finish Collins. Collins gets 4 kills to his name this round, and all 4 with a MAC-10 as well, I think. So he's, building the bank. And also, I want to add one thing. I think Denislaw was, I think he was holding down the A-bomb site there, not the B-bomb site. I don't quite know, but the graphics on the on here, they don't label the bomb sites. Makes it very confusing sometimes. I think also in the midst of that, I broke my boom stand somehow during the middle of that round. So I'm looking at very.
Broke your what?
My boom, my mic arm. I don't know. I call it a boom stand. Yeah, I think.
Oh, boom arm. Oh god,
arm,
you just butchered it so poor. Like I was like, what's a boom stand?
You can't be sitting there judging. But yeah, a loud noise went snap. So I'm looking at it very tentatively and very scared. But that is for another time. Right now, we're getting straight back into the next round. 4Glory up against SKADE's full buy. And, we've seen a full buy already from SKADE. Let's see if 4Glory will be able to shut them down once again.
I like how SKADE are just playing it super passively. Now, not that I like it from SKADE, it's the fact that 4Glory have offered a lot of entertainment value by putting SKADE in a spot where they're not willing to initiate at all. rotating in towards mid, trying to play off of Temple. You know, Ships is trying to make that M4A1S work, trying to get a little bit more information here, but the map control so far, it's all in the favor of 4Glory. They've managed to call in enough rotations where if they do eventually end up heading on over to the A site, they're not going to have too much to contend with. But with only 45 seconds remaining and a Molotov still being available for Shivs, this could be problematic.
Yeah, I mean the execute's coming in though, and the Molotov has been used now. Flash and a flash still on Ships, and 3 players towards the B-bomb site, but they will be smoked out, and I'm not sure there's going to be much the defenders can do here. Gap in the smoke though. I don't know if Duplicate's going to be able to utilize that gap, but 4Glory running onto B-bomb site, 20 seconds left. They have really any alterations now. It might get a little bit dicey. Duplicate does utilize that gap in the smoke, taking down Kindo, and Collins does take down a running Kluber through a smoke, but it's still 4v4. No one kill on the board with Rainwalker. Duplicate somehow staying alive, taking down one, Chip taking down another. Collins doubling up, getting 3 in the round. Oh, gets spammed through the smoke, and D left in a 1v2 situation. Bomb planted in front of him. Does get Benislaw through the smoke.
Does he stick?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rainwalker sticks it and takes him down in the end. SKADE picking up their first round. Very, very close. And D almost clutching victory out of the jaws of defeat, but not quite. However, does do a lot of damage, and it's very nice to see. Collins is having a good game so far. He's had a 4K so far. He had a 3K that round, but got spammed through the smoke, and it was very unlucky. But SKADE, they do pick up their first round, but very costly though.
Benislaw, now he's getting a chance to shine with the AWP. He's getting a supplementary flashbang, but eventually D will be able to take him out of commission. Rainwaker, 2 kills for him. And 4Glory, is this similar to how things started and ended on Dust 2, where they initially got traction and they can't back it up? The good thing here is that, before I let you continue, I think SKADE not having that much money is probably the one silver lining that 4Glory have here. Other than that, I do expect SKADE to have a bit of a resurgence coming into this map.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we saw on Inferno, actually. Pretty much par to par. 4Glory, side, getting 5 rounds. SKADE getting a first. And never mind, Kindo making me bite my words, getting 2 kills. The bomb's going to be going down towards the B side. D legs him. Kindo gets a 3rd in the round. Kluber's being spotted out, but I don't think he's going to realize D's being so aggressive. D pushing up towards long and takes him down. 4Glory wanting to change the tides of fate. They're not letting history repeat itself, stopping SKADE right in their tracks. They've got a bank to lean on. SKADE, they don't even know what went wrong. That was like a 2v4, right? And Kindo just goes, yeah, you know what? I want to win. Very impressive round from Kindo there. He's having a very good series, I think. He's been an underrated player. The D is nice. It's nice to see him. I think he got 2 kills in that round. It's nice to see him, you know, do a little bit more now coming into this last map. Before Glory, they're going straight away. They're not letting SKADE have a single minute to breathe. They're already sitting in the donut smoke. Smoke coming in towards Temple from Avim. And yeah, that's going to smoke out Rainwater. Or the smoke's coming a little bit late. They're going to have to be a little bit tentative. D, however, takes them down and utilizes that threat. Benislaw, though. Oh, no, it's getting a little bit dangerous. Avim.
He's being checked, though. Yeah, he eventually gets shut down by Avin. Nicely done. Bomb interrupted by Kluber, but not for long. And right now, 4Glory, they're willing to run away with it. This is too much.
This is T-Side Ancient. 4Glory are winning 7-1 on T-Side Ancient.
Reminder, this is against SKADE. A team that nearly made it to the major. And if you're 4Glory right now, your value just shot up massively. Even if you don't end up winning out this game, you've done such a stellar job.
They're still quite an unknown team, I would say. They're starting to make a name for themselves, and this is the right way to do it. Molotov coming in. Oh, Duplicate. He has been tagging the molly.
or takes Collins with his pants down. And I like it from SKADE, you know, they're changing up the pace. They've taken towards B. They've got them at an advantage. This is good from them. However, let's see what they do now. Can they maintain this, and can they convert the round? However, Avin running up and gets 2 towards mid. Duplicate does not able to trade whatsoever. And I was saying how 4Glory, you know, they're on the back foot. How can SKADE, what will SKADE do now? They'll convert 2 players and give 4Glory the advantage.
They're just consistently at it. Now, 4Glory might have the advantage on paper, but you also have to consider that Avin and Kindo are on their last lung, basically. And heading into mid, into the crosshairs of Rainwaker, that's not going to work out at all. Just too easy for the man as he rips their heads one by one. 7-2, and maybe this isn't going to be a T-side ancient from 4Glory after all. Maybe SKADE can still bring it all together.
I mean, like, to be honest, theoretically, if SKADE win 6 rounds in a row and they win the half 8-7, yeah, to be fair, they will have momentum. That's really quite bad. But, like, 4Glory, 7 rounds, I think in itself that's already not bad. Like, if they even get they need to get 1 more round in the next 6 to make it an incredible half. But they still have a buy, you know, they've built up a lot of money. This is probably the last buy coming out unless they get a bomb down, but they're going straight towards the A bomb site, running in. However, the CT side just decimate 4Glory. There's no saying. They get on the bomb site, but that's all they really get. D picks up 1, but I don't see him getting much more. And without this bomb going down, next round's going to be a very ropey buy for 4Glory. I think right now, all D can look for is just doing a little bit of damage. And I don't see him being able to do much more. He can close down from pretty much every angle, duplicate on the flank, Rainwalker and Dennis Law towards the donut area and ships in towards Temple. Wherever he goes, he's going to face contact. So it's just kind of like choose wisely, but choose your poison, one would say. He does drop a smoke down. He will taps the bomb.
I don't really... Yeah, that's definitely not going to work out in his favor. Now, if you look at it from the perspective of SKADE, even though they're a bit far behind in terms of the race, yes, they've given up a bit too much control, but all things considered, the fact that they have 2 AWPs on their roster now, they've got some money built off, and they've managed to put 4Glory's money in a very fickle spot, chances at getting a 5 to 6 round half are still very well within arm's reach. This Glock and Deagle round is probably not going to work out in 4Glory's favor anyway, so SKADE, they're in this contest. 7-1, it looked very bleak, and I think we started to get ultra worried there, but now it's starting to look a bit more like a SKADE game.
What would be horrific though now is if 4Glory, you know, go on to choke this map. That would be horrific. So kind of, you know, they were in it to make overtime on Dust 2, choked that pretty much. And if they're, you know, they've had a stellar beginning here, and if they go on to lose this map, as Anthran would say, it's had a little bit of a choke.
4Glory have actually done such a splendid job, and I know I've repeated this quite a few times, but it's really because we need to give credit where it's due. Even if they don't convert this game into an actual series win, it's still very impressive for a squad that hasn't really hustled with these kinds of rosters before. Now, Kindo, he's going to try to make it as expensive for SKADE as possible, you know, just have that extra 5k being wasted. Ooh, add 5 more k to that, nice. This Deagle is suddenly being a financial crisis for them.
Yeah, Kindo is feeling himself as well this map. Like, he's having a good game. What you want to see from, like, the players on 4Glory, I feel like, by and large, they've been, you know, Collins had that stellar first map, but no one's been able to meet him on any sort of level. But if you look at their stats right now, pretty much everyone's like, you know, you've got 3 players on 9 kills, 7 and 6.
it's looking even, which is good to see. That's what you want to see from a team like 4Glory if they want to be winning this match.
Yeah, 4Glory just being down in terms of the economy means that SKADE have such a good ramp to build off of and duplicate. Really good aggression, this is sort of what we wanted to see from SKADE earlier on. Have aggression, go forth on A, start to take control of middle, push temple, something of those lines. And when they were playing passively, it was working perfectly to the strengths of 4Glory. Now that it's not happening anymore, you see the one-dimensionality of 4Glory from the first and second map, where they turned unorthodox plays into these replicated messes over and over, once again being exhibited on the server, which could lead to SKADE coming back into it. But you know what? I might be getting a bit far ahead of myself. But look at that. Ships, nice little collateral. Even if he doesn't hit that second shot, he's made a massive mark. Salt to the wounds, nade to the face. Sereni gets taken away, 7-4. And I think it's about to turn into 7-5 with how good SKADE are looking.
Job. Yeah, really incredible round from Ships there. And, like, 4Glory... Well, because what I like about SKADE here is that at least they've learned, and we've seen this 3 maps in a row now, is where, like, they struggled at the beginning, but then they were able to, see what 4Glory were doing, change how they play their game, and straight away, we can see that coming with, they're implementing that straight away. Ships having a really good round, 4Glory slowing down the tempo, but SKADE just not allowing them to really have any space. But as we say that, the rush is coming straight in, kills going back and forth, Collins gets ones, get traded out instantly, and they have the bomb site. Will maybe be getting the bomb down. Still, Sereni, 8 HP. Avin already being taken down. It's looking quite ropey, I can't lie, for 4Glory.
Just very abysmal when it comes to, okay. That still allows them to potentially get back into it. Now, Sereni's quite low and he's only got a deagle. But if Kindo can play the role of the hero AK, as he often has, especially on the CT side of the previous map, this could be put to work. Nice pre-fire, doesn't connect, but decent attempt regardless. A bomb being out in the open, that just puts them in a very difficult spot where they have to clear out 2 different angles. And there's a couple smokes available, so Chips, it's a chance at isolating these 2 duels. Very nicely done. Couple shots connected, and, well, okay, they're well on their way to an equalizer.
Yeah, it was very unlucky. I think Avin just got spammed through the smoke, and the problem with that pillar angle is that, like, it's quite hard to get your whole body behind it in a way that you can't get spammed. And I think Avin paid the price there, but if he'd got that bomb down, I feel like the round would have been very different. But 4Glory, they had the bomb site, lost the bomb, and then it just turned really difficult. And Ships, he's an author. Dennis Law, who? Ships is now in town. Ships picking up the AWP, and he's running the server.
It's actually very nice to see the rest of SKADE stepping up for a change, where I know that it's normally not the case where one player will be completely fragging out, but Dennis Law has taken a back seat in this affair, and SKADE is still performing at a level where they're very likely to come back. Now, the question is, do they still do this when they end up on the T side? 4Glory has definitely lost their momentum, but the game's going to be very difficult once they themselves get on the T side, so if anything, 4Glory, they might have gotten those rounds prematurely, but they have. They've gotten that 7 on the board, and that should be good enough leading into the CT side.
I think, but that's the thing is, like, yeah, we saw that on both Inferno and Dust 2. It's because 4Glory got those early rounds, it allowed them to, have a little bit of a mess up, lose some rounds, but then when it came back to, the comeback, they still had rounds to play with. But as I say that, the flash coming in, Dennis Law, full blind, takes down Collins. It just gets from bad to worse for the 4Glory side. Man disadvantage. I'd say their star player already be taken down by the Dennis Law AWP, and the air execute coming in, flashes and smokes raining in. Let's see what they can do with it here.
Serenity will be the first man to take charge. Rainwaker is maneuvering around the box. The flashbang will mean that the lineup will not eventually connect. But these players are so low from the 4Glory squad that only a few stray bullets is all they need. But Kindo's trying to make a mess. Nicely done. 2 kills to his name, and he's looking to add more. Doesn't quite get that third one, but he has done enough damage, rotating all the way over to the A site now. And as SKADE already start to commit to the B site, I think Kaluber has an idea that that's not where they're eventually going. Their HP might be low, but their spirits are still high, and they want to get that bomb down.
The only problem is that they literally have 0 utility. I feel like Kinder did an amazing job, but he really kind of had to get that 3rd kill, actually. Like, if he's got that 3rd kill, that'd be incredible, but they've got no utility, no HP. Rainwalker's got 2 without any retaliation. Avin in a 1v3 with 46 HP. He's getting flanked. This is unlucky, but I think it's a done round. And Rainwalker just walks in, gets the 3rd. What a game he's having. He's been somewhat quiet, I think I would say, throughout this whole series, but he is not anymore. It is not last round, my good sir. Pick up that AK. He bit of a blunder there, losing the AK. Gets it dropped back over, but my good sir, we still have one more round of the half. Yeah, great round by Kinder. He's having a really stellar very stellar performance.
You exclaimed. You said 7-1. That is a T-side ancient. Well, how times have changed. 7-7,
baby.
Good old, and you somehow bent it to your will, which isn't very common. So, no props to you. But right now, Duplicate is mowing down the opposition. Collins has been taken away. Serenity has also taken some brunt off of the bullets coming his way. Nice flashbang, Kaluber and Serenity. A little smooch on the cheek. Eventually, Serenity will be able to take one down. Oven will contribute to these duels as well, but SKADE, they've got the HP advantage. Kindo waiting for Denislaw to come into his crosshairs. Does Denislaw expect this? No, he doesn't. He's not ready for it. Doesn't flick away in time, and that means that 4Glory might be the victors of this final round, but Rainwaker is still alive and kicking. He's playing off of Temple. Has the chance to reroute himself to any site he seems fit. See where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, Avin is on 10 HP, but I think by and large it's very difficult for Rainwaker to really make any impacts on this round. However, Avin is kind of left to his own demise right now. He's a little bit alone on the B-bomb site. Smoke coming in towards ramp. And that's scaring 4Glory off a little bit, but Avin aggressed up, spotted the rifle, give him a little bit of a tickle, but that's all they need. They need the info. Smoke coming down towards CT. Premature molly, I think I would say. But Rainwaker, he's wrapping towards connector, and he's going to be met in the form of Kindo. Straight on it. Kindo takes down the kill and gives 4Glory their 8th. And this is the first time we've seen 4Glory lead in the beginning, but then also come into the second half with a lead. You know, they lost good 6 rounds in a row. Not the best for morale, but the fact that they're ending at least on a win here, I think is very important. It gives them a little bit of momentum going into the second half, especially when this is a very, like, it's fair to say, this is a very CT-sided map. So for 4Glory to win the T side, hopefully, well, I mean, for the 4Glory side, hopefully they think that they'll be able to push it over. But wow, 5 pieces of armor coming out from 4Glory, and it's going to be the 4B stack. And SKADE, they're not going to be running straight into them.
Serenity will be the first man. Oh no, he's taking a nick to the head though. They might have had all members, but do they still have the firepower to commit to this? Ships, he's done so much damage as he moves on to the site. Kindo and Avin, they've got the advantage. Duplicate is oh so low, but he's gotten the bomb down now. Ooh. Oh no, even with the elbow spotted, just peeks with a pixel, and he manages to get a headshot off and 2 angles to clear. 1 left and 1 to the right. He's 1. Okay, that's a headshot. Can he get Duplicate? Oh my goodness. Duplicate has been a madman with barely any HP to work off of.
What a round from Duplicate there. He's absolutely clutched victory from the jaws of defeat. And, right, I don't know how 4Glory have allowed themselves to lose that round. They had the read, they had the stack, and Ships, yes, Serenity, this was quite bad for him. He's in the cave and just kind of like, he gives up his life for nothing.
D as well goes 0 for 1. And wow, Duplicate, what a round!
Yeah, 4Glory are looking pretty desperate with the shoddy pie they've got. They're trying to make these deagles work. But you know what? No chance. Not at all. They'll be tucked into their beds quickly. SKADE. I'm really worried here, Fred. You know, what I see right now is SKADE potentially powering through on their T side in the same fashion that 4Glory did. But that's the problem. Every time we've had a prediction about 4Glory, which was based around the side, based around momentum, based around SKADE simply being good on certain aspects of the game, it's always fallen through. And that ability to defy odds from 4Glory is probably the reason why I wouldn't be making any predictions right now.
I mean, they really had to take that pistol round, and I think the fact that they didn't even really have a footing into that second round, they kind of got shut down. It's making it look a little bit ropey, and maybe this is when we finally start to see the experience of SKADE coming out a little bit, and SKADE will maybe just be taking the second map. You know, we've still got a long time to go. The scores are still pretty much even. However, 4Glory, they are looking at having 2 USPs going into this round, so I don't see them doing too much with this, but could do a little bit of damage, making it a little bit costly, but ooh, never mind. The Zeus up and close and personal. Oh, and they spot him out, but Kindo gets one. And Duplicate does get a TK. Avin doesn't get the kill. D tagging up Rainwater Walker, but don't think he's going to be able to get the kill. Smoke coming down in front of him, spam through smoke to no avail. Boost coming in for D, and however, the T sides have smoked themselves off. If 4Glory had a kit, this would look very promising, but alas, they do not, and it looks like that will be the round going towards SKADE.
You know, 4Glory can still be very proud of how far they've come, regardless of how this game ends up going. Even that 7-round lead, I don't think there are barely any teams that can do that to SKADE, and that's what makes it so impressive. You know, doing it on Ancient, a map you probably wanted to avoid at all costs. But it's not over yet. You're looking at 4Glory coming back with weaponry. Only a 2-round deficit. They've come back from massive deficits before. They were even able to close out a game on a bit of a comeback. So I've got hopes.
Yeah, I mean, there's still so much of this game left, and I feel like 4Glory still have a lot in them, and they still have a lot to prove. But with that said, SKADE, they're going to be rearing down towards the A-bomb site. All 5 players there, and they're going to be met by Avon and his A1S. And the X2's coming in, thick and fast, Flash is coming over, and let's see how these trades plan out.
Yeah, Avon might be the first point of contact, but right now he's trying to open his eyes first. Duplicate, though, he's going to kill him before he gets to see the light of day. Sereni immediately responds. SKADE have managed to get onto the site with only 1 casualty, and Rainwaker is taking a few bullets as the bomb finally goes down. A chance to reposition, 1 on the boost. Rainwaker routing himself onto main, and there's also 1 tucked into middle. So 4Glory quickly realizing that chances of getting back onto the site are a few and far in between. They quickly back all the way, go on to the A site. They want to huddle together, make sure that they can save all this weaponry to carry on to the next round, because that's a smart decision to take. You know, it's a very tough site to take. You don't have the advantage. There's utility set up. There's also a Molotov on Duplicate. And if you end up losing this round and have no money, double eco would surely mean that SKADE get to that forbidden 5 to 6 round deficit.
It's very disappointing there for 4Glory. Like, Avon's on the site, and he doesn't even... all he does is tag Duplicate down for 50. And it's like, you need to be at least getting 1 there to ease the pain for Sereni. Sereni gets a pick, doesn't survive too long, which is also unfortunate. But overall, quite an abysmal A-hold there from 4Glory. And I think this might be a weakness for them. Like, yeah, Duplicate comes in, kills Avon. Sereni gets a little bit unlucky and does get spammed through a smoke. I think there was a little bit of a smoke glitch there, but again, SKADE are going straight towards the A-bomb site, but they're also going to be met now by D and his AWP. Let's see what he can do with it now. Hits the first shot. does reposition, but the execute's been slowed down. Avin on boost. Dodging the flashes, though. He's not blind anymore. And SKADE, they've slowed down a lot.
It would be very pleasing to see 4Glory get a bit of a comeback going before it gets too dire, because previously they've allowed a 6 to 7 round deficit before they can actually start to get into the swing of things. But with this hold, you know, taking away duplicate and having a decent halt to the speed of SKADE, I can start to have some hopes. But 4Glory, they've only got 2 members on the A site, and they're actually going into Cheetah. So what that tells me is that they're probably not going to be immediately ready for this kind of hit. But D, he's been taken away. Now, they're not entirely sure why this side is looking too clear, but this Molotov secures the fact they should be able to get the bomb down. I was gonna say with no casualties, but that's not the case. Just revealing himself too early, Ships is going to pay with his life. And although the bomb is down, SKADE, they have quite a bit of HP missing from their roster. One more headshot onto Kaluber, and he'll be saying goodbye as well. Rainwaker, the last healthy member, he needs to take some initiative, take them out before they can start to peek in. But he's caught out with some utility. Dennis Law gets one, 12 points of health, peeks out. Oven eventually puts him in the graveyard.
Yeah, that was a very, I'm not gonna lie, little bit close from 4Glory. They seem to, like they didn't have really any mid, well, they had mid control, but they gave it up. And they kind of just let Ships vault up through candles and backstack D. Bit of a blunder on that part, you know, see, like, D, Ships does get a free kill here. Very unfortunate. Collins, however, you know, the savior of their side, time in and time out, getting 2 kills on that retake and giving 4Glory their 9th. Making the scores a little bit closer, but the thing is, SKADE, they have a bank to fall onto, and they're probably going to buy for another round as well, even if they lose this. And the fast plays, you know, they're just not stopping. They want this map control. Rainwater running in towards mid and gets taken down by Sereni. D with the AWP, just dancing around Sandwich, Connector, and Kindo very close as well. Flash going out, Kindo getting one and backing straight into Cheetah. 3 versus 5, just like that. SKADE just looking around and thinking, what's happened?
Is this going to be yet another stellar performance by 4Glory? It seems like it, because Collins once again popping 2 kills for the man, and Kaluber will be left far away from the rest of the squad. Double digits are right around the corner for 4Glory, and if you're SKADE, you've only got 1 more round remaining before your money starts to dry out. So this is a decent buffer for 4Glory to build things back, but at the same time, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You're looking at a 4Glory that can also quickly lose their economic control. And if that happens, it could be a one-sided affair. Now, it's never been the case so far within this series that 4Glory have let the game become one-sided. You know, they've always had a comeback under their sleeve, and I don't see any reason to believe any different.
Yeah, and I mean, Kluber does take down Sereni there, though. So making the round just that little bit more costly. And I think for 4Glory, you really don't want to be giving up any more kills to Kluber, because keeping 3 alive, that's the most you can give away. 2 kills, it's bearable. But 4Glory, they will be looking to get their 10th round here. And that, oh, he does spot him out. And Avin does get taken down. I don't think 4Glory necessarily have the facilities to facilitate that. SKADE, they will be looking to buy back into this next round. Really good utility though. Kindo just taking advantage of that. Dennis Law gets a good pick in towards D, but Colin has other thoughts. Taking these players both down, and he's had a stellar series. I said at the very, very beginning, Collins, man to watch, and he has delivered.
He's delivered in folds. He's probably the only reason why they were able to get past on that first map, Inferno. It looked like it was his domain through and through. And he's enabled the rest of the squad to just, oh no, this is not good. Collins, you were supposed to hit those shots as the praise is being sung for him. He misses some crucial endeavors, and Kindo, it will be the first point of contact as they start to head over to the A site, but the bomb is yet to be collected, and they've got a 2-pronged approach. 2 in cheated, 3 coming through main. And this smoke is going to obscure a lot of vision as well. D, he's trying to have a nook or cranny that he can see through. The AK is going to be boosted up, and if that can work to their favor... Oh, no, that's one. Okay, Rainwaker takes a few shots in the back, and that's the price of getting the bomb down. But with the utility finally being deployed and the Molotovs up, 4Glory, they've got to take a decision. Do they go for this? I think if Sereni can get the backstab, if he can finally connect that kill, it could be a good idea for them to go for it. Nicely done. Oh, no, he gets two. I thought he was going to go for the main player, but he's done so much damage. But the bomb is within those last few seconds. They need to get these kills now, because otherwise they'd have to deal with two healthy main players. You know, that's one. Okay, how quickly can you dispatch Denislaw? Apparently you can't. Switching over to the gun. D will be the final man to eventually fall, and Denislaw with barely any HP. He's gotten the clutch done for SKADE.
What is D doing? He runs at him with his knife out. That was incredible by Denislaw, but D has absolutely thrown that round away. Sereni has done everything in his power possible. Kindo getting 2 kills as well. And then D just does that.
Yeah, it's very disappointing to see, because I think D miscalculated how quickly his teammates would be taken out. You know, he thought he would have a bit of a buffer. He wanted to get the AWP out, position up, try to take Denislaw out in one shot. But if you're 4Glory, you're face palming, scratching your head. You're so... You gotta be disappointed, because these are mistakes that simply shouldn't happen. It's like I'm watching a team that's got the recipe for success, the recipe for an actual series win, but then they're going to throw some mud into that recipe. You know, not the right ingredients particularly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also very good on the SKADE side. Denislaw, he's had a very quiet game. I think that's been very undeniable. You know, he had 9 kills going into that round, or even 8. Wait, did he get 3 kills? Yeah, he got 3 kills. So he would have had 9 kills going into that last round. And just on the SKADE side, it must be very nice to see him finally stepping up to the play. But time in and time out, SKADE, they're going in for the AXQ, running into Avon, and hopefully we can see Avon do a little bit more. He was being quite underwhelming, gets the first, does get full blind, at least he's got one, dodges the flashes, comes in, finishes off what Sereni started, still alive, or Denislaw full blind does take him down. Rainwalker, though, being thinked up. And D at the back of the site, Kindo running through the flames and doesn't take him down. D left in a 1v3 situation and doesn't succeed. Just like that, SKADE have got their 13th. 4Glory's bank have been broken, and it looks like SKADE might be running away from this map. Finally, we might have a victor.
You say that?
I say that. Don't hold me to it just yet.
Yeah, definitely not. I see this as so problematic for 4Glory, because they were actually meant to be on that 12-12 mark.
Also, what a nice shot from Denislaw there onto Avon. That was a nice flick onto him. Very unfortunate as well. Avon had a really good hold that time. Last time wasn't as good. That time he definitely made up for it, but no one else could really contribute, and it was just him, and it's unlucky.
Three rounds to go. SKADE want to close it out early on, hoping that, or at least SKADE will be hoping that they don't give up yet another chance at an overtime. You know, it got very close on that second map, 16-14. Definitely nothing to scoff at from 4Glory. But I think SKADE are... I like how there was a bit of hesitation in my voice for 1 second, and immediately the deagle starts popping off. Like, come on, man. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Still doable. Okay. That's a couple AKs being recovered. Trying to spam through Kaluber. He's taken away half of his HP. And Avon taking a few shots to the leg as well. Kindo, last man standing. He's trying to find the AWP player. He knows where one player is, but he's not quite sure if Kaluber's already passed on over to main. So he needs to check every single angle. But the curtain of the smoke is soon going to dissipate, and that disallows him from taking an isolated duel. Peeks out Kaluber. Nope. Not a chance. Wants to take this AK into the next round.
I wouldn't just count 4Glory out yet. They didn't win that round, but they're keeping the money modest, you know. SKADE, Rainwalker, they're keeping 2 alive, but the money across the board isn't that great. Kindo saving this AK will actually be quite pivotal. Sereni's only yeah, okay, so he does have 5 grand, but that AK will be able to drop over, and I think D will be getting the AWP out, and really, like, if 4Glory are going to have any say in this game, D needs to step up with this AWP. It's imperative that he sticks up and starts getting some crucial kills with this AWP. Kluber, you know, saving SKADE a little bit there, but 4Glory, I wouldn't count them out just yet. But this round, I think, pretty much decides it all. 14-10, and it looks like we're going to be going straight towards the A-bomb site yet again. The old trusted for SKADE. They're going to be meeting by Avin. Avin, he's starting to get himself, you know, feel himself in this game a little bit. And that's very good to see from the 4Glory side. Collins as well, also towards the A-bomb site in Donut. And he, you know, he's been stellar. Dropped off a little bit recently, but it'll be interesting to see if this round is where he needs to pick up the pace and get the kills.
Execute once again from the SKADE squad. Avin, nicely connected. He will manage to take away Duplicate, and he also does it with a very small cost to himself. So they're setting up for a retake appropriately. The only problem I can see for 4Glory is the potential of ships eventually chiming in with a flank, and that could completely destroy everything. Now, 4Glory, as the bomb goes down, they're setting up for the retake. Ships will be the key member of the squad from the SKADE side that can potentially leverage his positioning to win, despite the fact that the numbers aren't there, but he's not there in time. Denislaw, he needs to buy some time. He needs ships to be able to chime in soon. But this is where he gets checked. Yeah, Sereni, he eventually looks back, and 4Glory, they get away with the round. 11 rounds for them, and that was a bit misplayed by Ships. You know, it took him way too long to join the squad, and that left him isolated.
Yeah, I think because he took so long, and 4Glory, they're not seeing anything. That's when you start going, right, where is everyone? Like, there's two left. We know where one is, and there's one unknown. Let's check flank. Sereni, I want to say that's perfect timing. Like, he just flipped around, takes down Ships, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm on the 4Glory hype chain. I want to see them bring this map maybe into overtime, maybe into a win. It will be huge for a team like this to take a win against SKADE. Because, I mean, I'll repeat this again. Me, amongst pretty much everyone else in this tournament, I feel like, went, yeah, SKADE, they're going to win. Favorites. And for a team like 4Glory to come back and maybe upset SKADE in a best of 3 nonetheless as well, on 2 maps, or on SKADE, some of SKADE's favorite maps. You know, taking Inferno off SKADE is no easy feat whatsoever.
Just a few more bouts of individual brilliance could be exactly what 4Glory need to come out on top. And a few more shots from D, a couple more wild pushes from Collins that could change everything. Now, I do want to give credit where it's due. You know, Kindo's done a stellar job at filling the shoes of what D and Collins were supposed to do with the precedent they've set previously. But there still needs to be a lot more from the rest of the 4Glory roster. And right now, Collins is showing us exactly what was missing. 2 kills for the man. Also adds some extra change in terms of additional damage. And in a 4 versus 3, SKADE, they're potentially staring down the barrel of an economically whoa. Rainwaker, okay. That's a nice drop, but yeah, they might have a massive economic deficit in the next couple of rounds if they can't put on their serious boy trousers.
Yes, it's looking very ropey. However, they're only going to have Kindo defending towards the B-bomb side. Kindo takes one down, does get traded by Ships, but Ships on 13 HP. Oh, D is shifting in towards him with the pistol, and D takes him down. Finally, D gets a kill. It's been a while since I've said that.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate to see. You know, I know that if anybody's watching the game, they might think we're ripping a bit too much on D, but that's also because there's a standard that we've come to expect from D. And if he's not living up to that precedent, it makes the game much harder for 4Glory to work out. Granted, it's not really his fault, you know? If you're playing up against SKADE, you're suddenly playing up against a much higher caliber of opponents. So there is a fair bit of pressure on him, but a lot of the top oppers, that's where they thrive, you know, being able to get pivotal duels when things get tough.
Yeah, I mean, as you just said, SKADE, their economy is looking a bit ropey. Collins, he's already aggressing in towards the connector area and just bringing the fight to SKADE. And it's going to start looking very dangerous. However, SKADE are going straight towards the B bomb side, but Collins is not done there. He's running in, drops Ships at 30 HP, and that's very pivotal because Ships, he's been a very stellar player in this game so far. So to drop him immediately to 30 HP just puts a dent in the works of SKADE.
Oh no, yet another shot being missed, and it was very important as well because that's what allowed entry. Sereni, though, he can quickly recuperate some of the losses that have come their way, and as SKADE are desperately trying to get onto a site, I don't think they get a freebie at planting the bomb. Yep, easy lineup. Denislaw, though, he's being a menace. Got that AK flying around. Duplicate, once again, attempt number 2 at getting the bomb down, and Avin has missed a very crucial shot as well. Doubling down with the AKs. Oh, man. Collins, you dirty, dirty dog. Always the man that can separate SKADE from that finish line.
Not gonna lie, that was incredible from Sereni. He drops that bomb. I think there must have been half a second on that bomb to go down. If that bomb had gone down, totally different story. But he drops it. Denislaw makes it very, very close. But still, however, Collins, incredible performance as usual. But because SKADE got the bomb down, it just makes it a little bit, you know, they're going to have a good bye coming in this next round. And 4Glory, because they're only surviving with few players, you know, their money's still on the ropes. You've only really got Oven with a bank in his pocket. So 4Glory, if they're going to win this round, they need to win it with decisiveness. You know, they really need to start, you know, it's the end 3, it could be, this game could end in 2 rounds. And 4Glory, if they want to prove themselves, this is the time to prove themselves. This is the time to show that they are meant to be here and they're going to secure a place in the semifinals.
Losing out this round actually nearly secures the entire game for SKADE, but for 4Glory, it's a very similar prospect. Although they don't get the entire game, they will manage to get themselves on match point with a very weak SKADE in terms of the money. So each move right now by these individuals is going to matter so much. These are the quarterfinals. Qualification to the semis relies on these last 3 rounds. Denislaw, he got the opener, and Collins is trying to get up to the dirty work he's normally been used to doing, you know, getting pushes in, getting individual duels, managing to sniff out information. Not gotten a chance to do that just yet. Oh, no, Rainwaker. He's missed some very crucial shots, and Sereni's going to be able to capitalize. Collins with the recovered AWP. Now he's quickly made it a 4 versus 2. It's up to 4Glory to make sure that they don't botch it like they did before. Smoke goes out. Bomb duty has been commissioned to Denislaw, and he does not succeed. D finally lines up a few, and it's come to an equalizer.
Oh my god, D. Maybe he's a rifler. Give him the rifle. Don't give him the AWP. He's got 3k that round. That's pretty much the most he's done all game. And it's what a round to come alive. We saw this last game as well from D. He came alive at the most important moment. But that is, you know, that's quite bad from SKADE. They had the opening pick, but 4Glory still converted the round, and SKADE, oh, this is dangerous here. They decide this is dangerous. They have brought up. But look at this buy. Avim, aggressive peek as well. He's going to catch. No, he looks away at the last minute. He backs off. Oh, no. This is very dangerous. Molly going out at their feet, and they don't have anything to stop that. Duplicate running through the Molly completely alone. Everyone following him, and it's a 5v5 retake. However, the thing is, 4Glory and Sereni again.
Oh, my goodness. The bomb.
He's done this time and time again. The bomb's trying to go down again, but Ships is getting tagged down. Sereni is just not giving them a break.
Can they actually hold down the wire, though? The utility is getting ready to be deployed. Flashbang out, allowing 3 members to move in. Mac-10 is looking a bit scuffed as it tries to go wild, but now there's only 3 members remaining. Kaluber, he stuck himself into a corner. I think they're about to sniff him out very soon. All 3 members are playing it very close together. And unfortunately for them, there's no way that they can interrupt the bomb. 4Glory, they actually managed to do it. And they've got enough money in the bag that they don't even care they lost 4 members in the process. 4Glory on the cusp of potentially beating out a team that was favored to win the entire thing.
How is this happening? How is 4Glory? What is happening?
This is a legacy in the making right now. 4Glory, a team that has not even cracked top 100 on the HLTV ratings.
This is actually I'm gobsmacked. I'm in
They
awe
might
right
just
now.
topple the Giants, man, and there's a good reason why they took the tactical timeout. If you look at the side of SKADE, you know, their money's looking shaky. One of the massive win conditions that SKADE normally have, the AWP in the hands of Denislaw, that's not going to be present. It's all just AK-47s. Rainwaker doesn't even get... Rainwaker even gets the short end of the stick in that regard because he has a Galil to boot. And all of their efforts,
Oh no.
they'll start
It's a
towards
rush
the A
B.
site.
If in doubt, we could be ending right now on a rush B. Kindo peeks out into them, doesn't get anything, all blind, everyone's blind. Kindo still somehow gets alive, gets away. Collins gets one, D misses a shot, Collins gets a second, Ships drops Collins, D gets another one.
Oh
It's a
my
1v3
goodness.
situation. This could be it. Denislaw alone. It's all up to him. This is the map. If SKADE loses, they are knocked out in the quarterfinals by 4Glory. What are we about to witness? Bomb is dropped in front of them. All three of the city sides just waiting for Denislaw to go into their crosshairs. Oh my god, no way are we about to see this.
Denislaw, last man standing, 4Glory. They're... How is this possible? They've set such a massive precedent for themselves, but Denislaw is still looking to recover. He wants to take it to match point, trying to fake them out, moving on over towards the A site for a second before returning to B.
No way. He's got a timing here. D is rotating in. D's going to go into his crosshair. He's seen D out. He spots D. Avin towards
He
Cave.
knows.
He
Oh
takes down
no,
D.
not this mistake! It was supposed to be a 3 versus 1, and now Denislaw could be saving SKADE in this tournament. This clutch could be the highlight of the entire tournament run for SKADE, but not for long because Avin, he's turned through in time. It's gonna be GGWP. 4Glory, they're going to topple the Giants that are SKADE.
What?
They've done it! They've done it! That's